The reason why I wanted to make this subject is because I'm going on Twitter, um, and I'm seeing people take pictures of ICE officers at the airport. We talked about this the other day about how, with TSA not being funded, Donald Trump has sent ICE officers to the airport to help them out, whatever, whatever, right? And people are, taking pictures and all of that stuff. And I talked about this on YouTube last night. People taking pictures and all that stuff. And people are really that they took a picture of a few black ICE officers. This is just the one that went like super, super viral, but there's a couple more videos and stuff like that. And they're not doing nothing. They ain't really harassing nobody. They just kind of just they're standing there. All of them got a cup of coffee. Okay, they literally are just standing there. Sage, I just got here. Don't get mad at me. I just got in here. I know he gonna be all like, "Afro, you supposed to tell me." So starting to see people be all like, "Oh, I just get so disgusted when I see a black ICE officer. How could you be a black ICE officer?" And I'm starting to see a lot of people saying this stuff. I'm looking through people's profile. They not FBA. You know, I'm starting to see some people, they Democrat shields, they be all like, "Oh my God, how could you do this? How could you be a black ICE officer?" And I'm all like, "Oh, I think that's interesting. That's very interesting. What is ICE doing to the black community that we should be bashing them for being an ICE officer for? That's what I want to know. And this isn't for me to say there are no racists in ICE. Okay, I think there's racists in every single department and field in this country. You're gonna find racists in the hospital. That don't mean black people shouldn't be doctors. You're gonna find racists in the fire department. That don't mean black people shouldn't be fire officers or firefighters, right? So what are we doing there? What is ICE doing to specifically black Americans to where they should be shamed for being ICE officers? That's what I want to know. On top of the fact that when you look at it and actually count like the actual population percentage and stuff like that, a lot of ICE is represented by Latinos. It's a whole bunch of Latinos deporting other Latinos. Okay, and I'm not really seeing the Latinos drag their other people under the mud. I'm not seeing them throw each other under the bus, and now you got a couple of black ICE officers that don't make up that much of a percentage of ICE in total, and now they're all like, "Oh, how could you be black and how could you be with ICE and all that stuff?" That's this policing somebody's blackness, policing what we're supposed to be doing. And every time they do that, it's always in line with the DNC. You know,
How you know they black?
hold on. We'll get
Yes,
to you.
please
We'll get
tell
to
me.
you. Um, we'll get to you. But I don't want to monologue too long because we already got a good panel up here right now. So, Zizi, what do you think about this?
Yeah, I think this is the same liberal talking point, the same anti-black liberal talking points a lot of these people use, to make it seem like black people need to be on some sort of righteous pedestal. We have this obligation to fight for every damn body, and I will make the admission that we kind of did feed into that. Okay, Rainbow Coalition, we was, you know what I'm saying? We kind of fed into that, this Pan-African and shit. We fed into it a little bit. But now that we are prioritizing ourselves and we're delineating, people have had a problem with that. And you see the anti-blackness popping out because now it's like, oh, well, now you owe me. You owe me your allyship. You owe me your protection. You owe me. And it's like, we don't owe y'all a damn thing. Okay. Like you said, ICE ain't coming for black Americans. If this was an organization that was targeting specifically black Americans, yeah, I will be side-eyeing you. I'm gonna be real. I don't like police in any form, any way, shape, or form. So I'm not about to join no damn ICE. And that's just me, my personal decision. But as a black American, you absolutely have the right to be a part of ICE, just like you have the right to be a Republican. You have the right to be whatever the fuck you want to be, because you are an American citizen, and that's what we fought for, rights. All right. So yeah, you don't have an obligation to do any damn thing if you don't want to do it. And if you feel like being a part of ICE and getting these illegals the hell up out of here is something you want to prioritize as a black American, I don't got a problem with that because that's something that does need to happen. Okay. So yeah, we've had ancestors that has, I don't want to compare because it was different, it's context and it's a little bit different, but the Buffalo Soldiers, Beyonce was just getting dragged, or they tried to drag Beyonce because she wore that shirt, that was representing the Buffalo Soldiers, and it was like, oh, the Buffalo Soldiers, oh, they were bad, they went after Indians, and tried to do that there. But again, as Black Americans, we are in a predicament like no other. So, stop hating from outside the club. We got our own options. We can do what the fuck we want to do. So yeah, it is what it is. As long as you on code and you be one, hey, do you.
All right then. So ZZ ain't ever gonna be no police officer.
Never.
Be nothing with a badge.
Hey, but I ain't pointing no fingers. I ain't done.
Are you sure? I could see you like sliding over a car with a radio. I'm in pursuit, y'all.
And that's where like
Look, I wouldn't want ZZ to follow me because eventually she'd get tired and just start shooting. She'd be like, well, I tried to catch him. He was too fast. He menace to society. I knew my civic duty.
Yeah, don't give me no badge, man. I don't need that. I don't even need that level.
I wouldn't do that. I just stop. She said stop. I was like, oh boy, she gonna tase you right in the back. She said he moved.
He's stupid.
All right. BX, you already kind of said it, but if you could, if you have anything more to add, and then can you set the decorum?
I'm going to tell Black Americans, ICE is needed. Go ahead and get that job. Because they're not even everybody holds Black Americans to a standard they would never hold themselves or their own to. We don't owe them anything. We've been gracious enough. So has our country. And there wouldn't be a need for ICE if you had self-deported. Because that has funding attached to that. Everybody's so proud of these poverty flags they waving, but nobody want to run back to the poverty. See how that works? They don't even want to fight for any opportunities in their homeland. They refuse to go back to these places they're proud of while displacing us. We're not obligated to accept you here. It's not your right to be here. It's a privilege, and you over-abuse it. It's foundational Black Americans' right, a right that our ancestors fought for. And y'all are just leaving y'all have some really good ancestors. I'm going to say shout out to Dessalines, Toussaint Louverture, Nanny Maroon, right? Stephen Biko, those people. But y'all aren't those people. Go over there and be the change you want to see in your homeland. My homeland, Afro's homeland, ZZ's homeland, or foundational Black Americans' homeland is the United States of America, and we ain't obligated to take your side over nothing. We did enough. Go home and build your shit like we built ours. Thank you.
Yo, peace. What up, Afro? How's everything?
How you doing, man?
Peace to the panel. What up? I'm beautiful, blessed, man. No complaints whatsoever. Y'all already know I'm an FBA. I can trace my lineage back to the 1600s. Can I just start off and tell everybody, very frankly, I don't care about all of these causes, because before it was immigration, then it was Palestine. Before that, it was Ukraine, Afghanistan. Like every time it's a cause, they want us to put ourselves on the front lines. We've been putting ourselves on the front line since before the founding of this country. I'm over it. It's not happening. To shame somebody who's out here working to feed their family is absolutely insane to me as a foundational Black American. And unlike ZZ, I am the son, brother, and nephew of cops. And, my family has always operated honorably in order to make the law effective, especially when, they patrol densely populated foundational Black American neighborhoods. For me, I think that we have to look at the reality of the situation from a numbers perspective. If illegal immigration is driving competition for jobs, housing, school resources, and political attention that should automatically come to us and has not come to us for the past 65 years, I'm all for ICE getting all of these illegals all the way up out of my homeland. I think since they are so great and they are so much better than us, and we're Akatas and everything else, and you got Mexicans running around on people's lives talking about I'm from the hood as if that had anything to do with the conversation. Go fix your homeland. Go do that. Like, you don't see us, respectfully standing outside of the Home Depot looking for day labor work. So it's not my business. It's not my fight. We have enough to fight for. And I'm not emotionally invested in ICE. And if everybody cared about it so much, they wouldn't be so upset that ICE is in the airport, because they wouldn't be in the airport if the Democrats didn't pull this shutdown nonsense. So again, I'm here for massive accountability. And if ICE is the vehicle in order to make sure that foundational Black Americans do not have to compete with people who have not fought, died, bled, and paid to build this country, I'm good. I have absolutely. I want more ice. Not to mention, if in case you did not know, you can go to ice.gov and sign up, and if you qualify, they will give you a $50,000 bonus. I feel like that's money. Serious. So yeah, I have no sympathy for people who came over here illegally in order to benefit off of what we put up. I'm good on that, and on that I'll land, good brother. Always good to see
All
you,
right.
man.
Yeah, good to see you too. I'm glad you joined us. I appreciate that. Thank you. Let's get to our brother Foundational.
Peace to the fam. Hope all is well. Peace, Afro Elite, and everybody else. Thank you for having me on the
Hmm.
panel. As always, I appreciate y'all. So I'm glad you brought this up, fam, because I always said this. I find it really interesting when it come down to other people. There's no discrepancies. There's nobody shaming their people. There's nobody putting down their people for being in positions. But for some reason, when it come to us, there's shame and put down. And I'm trying to understand, why is that such a push to shame and put down? Because last time I checked, when you look at what's his name in Houston, all the Nigerians, they over there going to corrections, taking the corrections job, and in Houston, they taking all the corrections jobs and they undermining and doing worse than the white tea racists to Black Americans at the facilities. Right? Last time I checked, most of the immigrants are taking these police jobs and all these other jobs, right? And nobody have no energy for that. The moment they think they see a Black American or they see a Black man in positions of power that they perceive to be a Black American, now it's all these boogeyman, scary tactics. How dare you? You should know better, and all this other stuff. When 47% is Hispanic. You don't see them saying, "How dare you? You should know better." You don't see them shaming their people, calling them coons. And then we had this Haitian dude, Tory or whatever his name is, telling YT people it's okay to call them the N-word. Huh?
Yeah.
Why is this Haitian man speaking for us and telling YT people it's okay to call these people an N-word? That is never okay. What is going on? So this is the weird stuff that's going on. And I'm trying to understand. And another thing that I want to say is, when they come over here, what do they say? They say, "I'm here to get opportunity. I'm here to take back what's been taken to me." Right? So how come we can't be there and do what we need to do for opportunity and take back what's been taken out of our communities from y'all striking out 1.9 to 2.6 trillion dollars? Why is that a problem? We don't have an issue when you think we're here for opportunity. I got you. I'm gonna mute you up. We don't be over here saying something when they say they're here for opportunity. So why can't we do what we need to do for opportunity? So the opportunity could be one-sided? That's interesting. I think all Black Americans should be signing. If I ain't have a nice little decent career in the business and everything, I promise you I would have had that, got into that six-figure ICE job. And I would have got that nice little $50,000 sign-on bonus with that six-figure ICE job. You crazy? 100%. I'm in there. Gladly, I'm serving my country, making sure the laws and regulations is on point, and I'm getting paid six figures plus a 50,000 sign on. I'm in there 100%. I think we need more Black Americans up in there. You crazy? I don't know what y'all doing. We talking about we need the money and this, that, and third. Go get your chavo. Six figures. Imagine a whole bunch of Black Americans, all of them were intentionally going and getting that six figures so they could put their money to fix our communities and do what we need to do, extract that money and put it back in our communities. That's powerful. Just ten Black Americans is $1 million. 10 Black American ICE agents is $1 million. Imagine more. Let's be clear. Think about it. So that's all I'm saying, family. Listen, they tell us they're here for opportunity. Well, listen, we here for opportunity too. You can't get mad. Shout outs to us. And I'm gonna land on that.
Yeah. Thank you for the gifts. I appreciate you all. Everybody giving the gifts and the likes and all that stuff. If everybody can tap the screen, I'd appreciate that. Thank you very much. I appreciate the gifts. Thank you. Make sure y'all go to For the Culture on YouTube so y'all can listen to the playback of this. If you guys want to disagree, if y'all want to, just come up, be patient, wait your turn. Okay. The issue is when people come up, they want to come up and then they want to jump in line. And then when we don't let them do that, they be all like, "You didn't let me talk." No, wait your turn. And we'll have a respectful conversation. We're very educated brothers and sisters up here. So we'll talk to you. Speaking of educated brothers and sisters, salute to our brothers Foundational and Dave. And now we're going to get to our other brother, Simon. Simon, you ready?
Yeah, brother, I'm here. Yeah, shout outs to to the family. Appreciate you, Afro. Yeah, actually, foundational kind of like put foot to neck with that. Yeah, to go get that opportunity. My thing, I want to know the benefits now. Real talk. Like, do I like walk away with like a veterans label? Do I start get my accepted inside the what is called the U.S. What's that?
The benefits are beautiful. I'm talking about the premium healthcare. I'm talking about you don't have to pay no copay or none of that. I'm talking six figures. I'm talking like top notch everything with the benefits. I'll tell you that. Matter of fact, let me go pull it up. I'm muted, my
Wow,
bad.
let's get our people paid. Real talk. And not yeah. They're gonna start shaking in they tail feathers. They start walking around seeing Black Americans in these damn vests, right? And in these damn workout shirts and these cargos, all right. Not us, and guess what? We patched up with our Black American flag, right under our American flag, with the Juneteenth flag there. Yeah, we a different type of ice on your eyes. All right, I'm trying to see fuck around. It's a transition. Real talk. Yeah, foundation. Yeah, you definitely. If we really trying to get that money, we talking money now, right? Talking little dollars, and it's definitely something that makes sense. But let me say this to the family that may be going back out. Understand that's gonna be federal ground you on, and what I just want to let y'all know what I learned today. On federal ground, right? It's gonna be they have a line that the uh security have to kind of create. They have a line they have to create. We're on federal ground. And what they're going to do a little bit is they're going to try to agitate the crowd. And this is my biggest thing I learned today. Don't be the weakest link that any type of official gets to make you crash out, right? They want to agitate and make you crash out so that what? A spectacle can happen. They want to make you an example, a spectacle. That's where you give the Democrats the power and the immigrants the power. See, today, one of our brothers caught on to that, and we identified that shit. Like, oh, they trying to agitate. Nah, look, they want to call us a HATE group, and the only way they could do that is if we, have a criminal record in a sense, right? Black Americans ain't got our lineage is a clean, we don't got no criminal record, right? But if you allow them to pull you off and get you out of your body, and if they get to slamming one of our people, now all of a sudden those cameras turn. When I tell you today, them cameras didn't even want to turn to us, right? They didn't want to turn the ones that was facing them, but they couldn't hear shit. But what they was looking for, and I know this for a fact, they kept sending a specific police officer to agitate one specific one of our brothers that showed up. But when we identified what happened, it was like, you see, that's what they want. They want to make us somehow get slammed on this floor so that they could write a narrative. Don't be the person that they allow to write the narrative of, because when we're out there, we're representing our whole lineage, not just ourselves now, right? If you're going to go out there, you're not representing just you're representing our ancestors, right? And these people, somehow they want to think that our ancestors raised, I want to say like just untactical grandkids. Right? No, we tactical as fuck, and fuck what you talking about. We're gonna outsmart you at every step, and that's their. I mean, I just want to tell the family. I think that's just important because we do get a little. I don't want people
No,
going
but
out
do
there.
they know what you're talking about? Because I thought we were talking about ICE officers. Then I realized
Oh
what
yeah,
you
yeah,
were
yeah.
talking about.
I know.
Yeah,
I probably did go off track. I probably
Yeah,
did, but I
you
just
did.
thought
You did.
that would be important.
Yeah. And then kind of wrap it up. Go ahead.
I'll
Give me.
circle it back around.
Yeah,
Yeah, my bad.
no
That being
problem.
said, if you was an ICE officer, you could actually probably be the people that are talking to our protesting family, keeping them calm, chill, and we got like our own security also. And we getting illegal immigrants the hell out of here. And because we wouldn't even have this problem if Biden didn't let 10 million. And I don't never want to let that shit pass by. Don't never let Biden off the hook. He let almost 10 million illegal undocumented individuals into this country. And that's our right to get them out of our homeland. And I lean with that. Oh, we got
Thank
this
you.
Jamaican on
You know
stage.
what?
All
Thank you,
right.
Simon.
Appreciate that. Let's pull up before we get to the next speaker, which we'll get to Mac Beat. Before we get to him, I want to show what foundational. He has a screenshot up. So
Yeah, I'll be quick. So you can't see the whole thing, but from what we can see, you got premium pay for work, 25% extra for working Sundays, holidays, and night shift. So you get a 25% increase when you, I guess, upgrade or get a promotion to HSI. You get an extra 25%. Bunch of overtime they needed. You get a 25% of pay for trained officers, and you get a quarterly bonus of $1,000, which is crazy. Every quarter, you get $1,000 bonus, which is crazy. And I looked it up. It's top paid 90,000, but that's without overtime pay. That's without benefits. That's without all the extra stuff that's added on to it. So it comes up to about six figures, being that the highest. Let me go to it. There we go. Yo, there you go. So $90,000 at top pay, and then at the highest, 167,000. 167,000 was the highest at the bottom right. You can see it at the bottom, 160,603. You can potentially go up to. So almost $250,000. One person is what I'm trying to say. By joining. So what I'm saying is a whole bunch of benefits, a whole bunch of freaking. Let me see if I can. Hold on one second. Oh, there you go. Retirement. They got the enhanced retirement benefits, savings plan, 401k, and all that. Paid personal leave, sick days, federal holidays, and then the flexible spending account. All that fun stuff. Anyway, what I'm saying is they got money. You're gonna be making $250,000 after 5 years. I think 5 years is top pay. So after 5 years is top pay, you're going to go up to about 90-something thousand with a potential of $167,000, which is crazy, which is almost $250,000. Imagine just 5 Black Americans making almost $250,000. Now imagine 100, 200, 300, 400 Black Americans making almost $250,000 with intentions and goals to move the needle forward. When I say that's going to be unstoppable, that's going to be unstoppable. So I land on that. That's crazy.
yeah, damn, man. Benefits better than I thought it was, and I knew it was good. I knew it was good, but it's better than I thought it was. That's okay. All right, let's get to Mac Beat.
Yeah, I came in the chat, I was scrolling by, and I think I was listening to you guys talk. I think there are just a few fundamental misconceptions that I kind of want to clear up. I think we need to understand that the economic suffering that people are experiencing in the United States, that is not a result of immigration, right? If we just look at the numbers, right? Corporate tax is at 21%. Prior to Ronald Reagan, it was about, I want to say like 70%. If you look at income inequality in the US, it's worse than it was before the French Revolution. I mean, there are so many statistics and numbers that point to the issue really being that there's no regulation on the rich, right?
Mm-hmm. Before we veer off, I'm gonna let you finish. But before we veer off, man, we got restricted.
What?
Yeah, because of Samson.
What
Oh,
they re-
Simon, yeah, we gotta
Simon?
drop you.
what
I
I
don't know.
say?
I don't
damn.
know.
Oh
Man.
no.
Just wait. I guess 10
Yeah, I
minutes.
drop and
something like
wait for a
that.
second. Yeah.
Thank you.
Damn.
Also, what is Mac Beat's ethnic group?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead, Afro.
Where are you from? Where's your ethnic background from? Your family's ethnic background.
South Africa and like Italy,
Okay.
and Norse.
Damn,
I'm mixed.
they be across the pond worried about what we got going on over there. This is crazy.
Okay.
Listen, no,
Oh
I
my
was born here. I
god.
was born
Okay.
here.
You were born in the you sound young. You're a young man, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm in my 20s.
In your 20s, right? Now, who here have you heard blame immigrants for every economic issue that we have in America?
I think it was, is that the business? The man with the do-rag, his
No,
profile
he
picture.
didn't. He didn't do that.
No,
And
I was
here's
listening. Yeah, I
here's
was
the
No, that's
issue.
listening.
not what I said, sir. But I'm gonna
Here's
let
the
you live.
issue. Here's the issue. I'm gonna let him respond because that's not what he said. But here's the issue. Anytime we acknowledge the fact that this mass immigration that Biden approved of is an issue at all, we have people who come in and be all like, well, it's not the whole issue. It's not the entire issue. Whether it's the whole issue or not, you're not arguing that it's not an issue. You're not arguing that it's not a problem.
Oh no, I'm
Okay.
arguing that it is not an issue. It's not a
So, okay.
problem.
So you're arguing, let's be clear. You're arguing that mass over 10 million illegal immigrants coming into the country just unwarranted in a rapid fire rate that's unprecedented, never been seen before in world history, is not an economic issue, is not an economic strain on the country, specifically Black Americans. That's what you're arguing.
Well, I'm saying the way that you guys are saying it should be handled, right, by deportations, is completely the incorrect way to go about it.
Okay, let's
That's
clear
what
up
I'm
the
pointing out.
argument. Let's clear up the argument. Are
Yeah,
they an issue economically for Black Americans? Yes or no?
I would say corporations are the issue,
Nah,
and
see,
I can
nah,
explain why.
you
No,
took
no,
a
let me explain
side.
it. No,
You took a no. I didn't ask what are Black Americans issue. Y'all see what he's doing? I didn't ask what are Black Americans' biggest issue. Okay, because that's debatable. I'm asking, is illegal immigration, and you know the answer to it. I want y'all to understand, everybody who's advocating for it, they know that all this illegal immigration hurts the community.
well,
They're
can I
okay with
clarify?
that. Hold on. You're okay with that because you're not arguing that that's not true.
No,
You're
no, no.
just trying to overlook that. So you're okay with it.
No, I would like to clarify.
Okay,
What
go
I'm
ahead.
saying is the reason that illegal immigration is even allowed in the first place, right? These corporations, they want illegal immigrants. They can pay them less, they can mistreat them, they can abuse them, they can give them exploitative work visas. And you know what I mean? It's easier to take advantage of them than someone who's a US citizen. So what I'm trying to point out is that these immigrants coming in, it's the natural, logical choice that they would choose, right? Now this is being allowed by corporations and our government.
Okay.
So
I don't
that's
think
what I'm
anybody
pointing
here is
out.
going to disagree with you on that. I think actually, I think everybody here agrees that that is a big reason for it. Okay, without getting into any deeper political conspiracies, but we all agree, and that's been an issue for a long time. So, why would deportation be a problem then?
Well, one, I think we need to understand that ICE is not just limited to immigrants, and I think if you don't understand
ICE
that,
is
no,
just
no,
limited to
let me
immigrants.
explain. Let me
But
explain.
okay, go ahead.
What I'm explaining is the technologies being integrated by ICE, right? The infrastructure being built by ICE is not just going to be limited to ICE, right? Things
Well,
like
that's a different
Palantir,
argument where we're talking about
thing.
technology in regards to what actual ICE. So now you go into a different argument.
No, let me
So
finish.
now we're gonna argue the technology now instead of arguing the actual point of what ICE is, and when that's for
Well, sir, if you would let me finish my point, I'll clarify. So as I was saying, right, we have new technologies, right? Things like Palantir. I'm sure some of you guys have heard of that. Things like Lavender. That's like Israeli AI targeting software. That's all being brought in. That's being funded. That's being developed. The infrastructure is being put in place.
Can I
That
ask you a question,
infrastructure,
MacB?
if you can I finish?
You from South Africa, right?
I'm from here. I was born here. My ethnicity.
From
Yes.
South Africa. So
Yeah.
why my question is, why aren't you talking about the South Africans who's kicking Nigerians out of the hospital? Literally, it's Nigerians that's like need help, need
Okay.
emergency,
Let me
and what
finish my
happened is
point.
that what they're doing is they're kicking them literally out of hospitals, and not only kicking them out of hospitals, they're unaliving them. And not only unaliving them, they're kicking them out of their countries. I don't see that energy. I seem to
Well, to
always
be
be
honest,
from
I
somewhere
I
else
didn't know much
and
about
don't
that.
have that energy for your actual country for where you're from.
So you're asking why I'm not talking about that? We're not
Right.
on
I
a
don't
panel
like you
about
guys
that.
always want to
Look at
come
the
here and wag
panel.
your
Look at the
finger
panel. Look at the
and then
panel.
tell us what y'all think y'all what we should do and this, that, and third, but your country's doing 10 times worse.
Listen, let me finish my point.
Right, because you
Let
don't
me
want to
finish
talk
my point.
about that because you know your actual people doing worse than what we doing. We talking about it and we
Sir,
doing
what are
going
you
through
talking about?
legislation. We going through
Huh?
legislations. What they're doing is they're doing some real nasty, vile, demonic things, kicking people out of hospitals that need help, woman that's pregnant that need care. They doing some demonic things, and you don't have no
Hmm.
energy for that.
So listen, we're on a panel talking about ICE,
Right,
so
you don't
that's
want
why
to
I'm
talk
talking
about
about
that.
that.
No, but we
Let
could
me
talk about
finish
that.
my
We talking
point.
about
Why are you
As I was
filibustering the
saying,
God's
I would like to
plan?
finish my
Everybody
point.
can't be on them. Hold on. Everybody got to speak at one
my,
time.
my bad, Afro. If you want me to, I'm
It's-
mute up.
it's-
Yeah, so
all
as I
right,
was saying,
I'm gonna let you land your plane because there's a few more people who haven't spoken yet.
yeah.
Hmm.
So I was just talking about earlier before I was interrupted. These technologies, right? These infrastructures that are being built, they are not just going to be for ICE. And if you think so, I think you're not very wise and you don't understand how this works.
Can we
What
go
will
back to
happen?
the regular topic, please?
Yeah.
What the
Okay.
hell?
Yeah, he just went
At this
somewhere
point,
all around the room that
you're
night.
trying to give a reason and a rationale. We're talking about immigration and deportations. All of this doomsday fear mongering about technology and the Terminator and all of that stuff in the future, that's another conversation. We're talking about people joining ICE and participating in the mass deportations that we have going on in the country. That's
Well,
good.
all right, I'll be very concise. In 5 years, 10 years, all this technology is going to be turned on you, and you may regret this.
Okay, how would it be turned on us? Are we going to be deported?
Oh
No,
God,
no, the
not the you next,
infrastructure will
not the
be
you
used
next talk.
against you.
You know what,
This
Afro?
the you next
Okay,
talk.
what? Hold on, y'all. Every time
Mm-mm.
they do the fear mongering, what does that mean specifically? It will be
This
used
means
against
that
us
things
specifically.
like,
What does that mean specifically?
yes, this means things like AI targeting systems,
Okay, that's been done. So what
tactics,
next?
funding for police
That's been done.
will
So
be
what
turned
next?
against you. Yes, it's been
Okay,
done.
so
Should we
things
keep
that
doing it?
have all hold on. So things
Yes.
that have always been done are going to be done in the future. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, would you want to continue that? You want to be a part of that?
No, you're trying to say we're next. Where's the? I'm trying to get to the
Oh no,
next
it's already
part
been
of.
done. It's already happening
So
now.
what are you talking about ICE for then?
What I'm saying
You're
is
trying to
you
get
are
us to be
perpetuating the oppression of
fearful
your own
and
community.
cautious of this apocalyptic future, and everything that you're mentioning is already happening and has been happening.
Yes. I'm saying, would you want to be a part of that? You want to be a part of the oppression against your own people.
No, but
So
yeah,
br-
but nobody's doing that
you're
though.
not our
Nobody's
people.
being a part of the
Period.
oppression of our own people.
You're telling
Nobody.
me you're
Now
telling
hold
Pretty
on,
much. Oh, go
hold
ahead.
on, because this can't be a one-on-one conversation. Other people have to speak. You did mention Dave. You mentioned something he said, and I feel you misquoted him. So now we're going to give him a chance to reiterate exactly what his point was about the economics of it all. If he's still here.
No,
Okay,
no,
he's
I'm still here, good brother. I'm just trying to understand what he thought I said before I respond to him, because what I think he said that I said is nothing close to what I said, unless we're in an alternate universe and I said something I know I didn't say. So I just want him to be clear as to what he heard me say before I respond to him. So I just want to give him the floor for 30 seconds so he can say what I said.
Yeah, so to paraphrase, you said immigrants are coming in and taking jobs and taking up economic opportunities.
100%. So let me explain to you what you don't understand. I don't know if it's your half Italian side or if it's your South African side. I'm not sure
Yeah,
if we're
don't
doing.
get disrespectful.
No, I'm not being disrespectful at all. I'm saying you don't have the cultural frame of reference or the latitude to really speak on something you didn't experience. So back in the early 90s, President Bill Clinton commissioned a lawyer who also was an elected official named Barbara Jordan to create a report to find out the effects of illegal immigration on American citizens who have paid taxes, who are born here, who are a part of this country. And what her report stated was it has specific economic downturns for foundational Black Americans, right? And so what happens is it's not that immigration in itself is an issue. It's illegal immigration and their harm when the government allows large scale unlawful immigration into an economy where foundational black Americans are already overrepresented in lower wage, less stable work and already fighting for scarce housing, school quality, public safety, and political attention. Black workers are still more likely today to face lower earnings, less predictable hours, and weaker job stability than white workers, which means any added pressure at the bottom of the labor market hits an already vulnerable population first. And because you do not understand that, you're out here speaking a bunch of democratic talking points that people who are descended of immigrants usually like to speak because it benefits them. But for you to sit up here and talk about technology in corporations when you are neither a tech entrepreneur like I am or a business owner like I am who actually owns a corporation, you're very much out of your depth, sir, as to what you're talking about. Because when you do not understand history and you do not understand the facts and you do not understand our experience, you have absolutely no right to speak for us. Thank you, and I'll land.
All right, there we go. Now we gotta move on. We gotta
I
move
agree.
on.
If I could get 5 seconds real quick, Afro.
All right.
So what we just heard is just a whole diatribe, a whole yap session of pretty much saying you next on what we hear all the time. He kind of took us around, wasted our time, and saying and did all this just to pretty much say you next. There's no next. We're not worried. Can you please? And I want all of y'all to stop pushing that immigrant fear on us. Just because you fled and your parents fled and y'all move and operate in survival and fear, please don't put that on us. That's all I ask when y'all come up here and I land.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, notice that when you ask for specifics, there's all this vague doomsday thing that they try to make you fearful of, and you were like, okay, well, what's specifically what's going to happen? And then they list off a bunch of things that are currently going on, that are currently happening. I'm all like, yep, they're already doing that. They're already doing that. They've been doing that, and they've been doing that. And they were like, oh, yeah, but you want to continue it? I was like, okay, all right. So you lost that argument then. You
So
lost the we're next argument at
I'm
that
sorry.
point.
Can I just jump in real quick?
No, hold on. We
Y-
got to move on. We got to move on. We got to get to Alfonso. Now, I didn't kick him off. If he quit, that's okay.
Yeah, he dropped down. I ain't do it. He dropped down himself.
All right, then.
He got salty. He
Alfonso,
wanted
you
to.
got it.
Hey, I heard the young man talking. Sound like he first or second generation. They can go back to their country if something happened here. I have nothing against them. I traveled around the world. A lot of people want to come here, and they come here and they get established. They talk so bad about the country, but they want to come here and change our country into what they left. Get back to the Black and Ice office and the shame. I mean, I think I like the guy that was talking earlier. I can't the do rag on. I'm sorry, I don't want to offend you, but you
It's a
brought a
lock
lot.
sleeve, brother. It's a lock sleeve.
I'm sorry, I don't know what you want to call it. I'm sorry, but I think it was 20 million people they brought in at one time, and it's all by design. I was overseas when all those people in Europe were jumping the borders, they were kicking them out for trucks, and they were crossing the borders all by design. And Europe's so inundated with people from other countries and other cultures that they're afraid to talk and tell you what they see and they don't agree with because they're scared of be retributions from the people in the communities that took over. And that's what's going to happen here if we don't do nothing about it because it's all by design. Now, I'm getting into politics. I hope you don't kick me off. The individual that was the president was not, there's something wrong. And I think it was all by design for him to be in that position so they can do what they did in those last 4 years. And they denying that it ever happened. They brought all these people there. I think it was over 20 million people. That's my opinion. Because you listen to the guys on the when they have dispositions they had the congressional hearings, they coming up with all kind of numbers. They saying over 20 million people they think came in. Then you had the apps they created to bring those people in, and then they lied about it. But there ain't that many people on their political getting a political asylum. They this, they that. They brought in tons of people, and where did they go? Please tell me, y'all, where did these people go? What cities did they go to? From what I understand, they went to predominantly black communities, and they're destroying those communities. And a lot of people eventually, if they don't force them out, make them leave, that's they're gonna be forced. The people that the locals that been there for years gonna be forced to move somewhere else because they're not gonna be afford. They're not gonna be able to afford to live there, or there's gonna be too many people in one spot, and they're gonna leave. And they're gonna the people in positions of authority that had allowed that to happen gonna stay in power. So I think they should have the ID thing, and these excuses that they use 2.0, whatever they were saying, these talking points is just crazy. Because if you in the military, show me your ID. You want your benefits, show me your ID. You want disability, show me your ID. Now, you tell me, is that discriminate? You being discriminated to add? You discriminating against me because you asked for my ID and other ID forms of ID? I don't think so. I'm
Right.
gonna land my plane.
Where's your ethnic background from? Your
Man, I'm
family's from?
black. Family out of the Carolinas, man.
Okay. All
I'm
right,
a,
cool. I
yeah.
appreciate your honesty. Appreciate that.
Mhm.
Let's get to Bellamy.
It's Bellamy, brother. Thanks for having me.
Bellamy. Okay. You're from
Yes,
Jamaica, if I'm not mistaken, right?
yes, indeed.
Okay. So what's on your mind? I know you disagree. You were muted in the chat room, so I know you disagree. I
Yeah, you
understand
know what
what
I
you're
mean?
saying, but
So here's the thing. I don't necessarily care, right? My thing is, right? FBA, what power do you guys have apart from voting Republican?
let me ask you a question. Are you intelligent enough to stay on subject? Did your brain work that well?
I can
I'm,
stay on subject. And I didn't answer the
well,
question.
why don't you address the subject then?
Okay, let me adjust the subject. I
Okay,
feel
yeah.
like it's a little,
Put the glue down that you've been drinking. Okay,
nah,
and the
brother.
markers that you've been sniffing, and stay on subject. Okay, this is why you in the back of the class.
Nah,
All
brother.
right, because the teacher don't want to be bothered by you. Now, can you stay on subject, or do we have to put you in a special class?
Let's not do personal
No,
attacks.
no,
I'm
come
going to
on now,
address
because
your prompt right
you
now.
came up being disrespectful. So you getting you. Hey, don't throw stones from a glass house. Don't do that.
Okay,
Let's
let me
stay
stay
on
on the
subject. I'm
prompt.
giving you your second chance, your second time at bat. Go ahead.
Indeed. So, as far as the ICE and whether Black Americans should be ashamed, I mean, if you don't have a job, you don't have an opportunity. By all means, go get an opportunity. So, but it's a little shameful, I would say. You know what I mean? Given the fact that how ICE has been treating people and how they've been going about their daily business, it's a little shameful. And an upstanding individual would not want to associate themselves with that. And then I'll
Don't you
land
you
there.
feel like it's shameful?
Indeed, do you not see how ICE agents are treating people in the
Well,
streets?
some would argue that it's patriotic. Some would make the argument
Really?
that, yeah, some would make the argument that it's a very patriotic thing to do because they're protecting, especially if you're black. I think it's more patriotic if they're black American and working for ICE. Some would make that argument. I want you to listen. I mean, because these are the people who are going there, and these are the people who, or the immigrants are the people who are ruining the black community more predominantly than everybody else. Okay, they're not adding, they're siphoning off resources, they're ruining cities. I know firsthand. I've argued with the mayor about this a couple of times.
Mhm.
All right. So, in order for them to protect their community, you have people on the front lines trying to get rid of the problem. A lot of people would make the argument that that's patriotic.
Okay.
And
And
serving
that's
the
your
community.
belief,
What do you think,
and
sir?
that's a lot of FBA belief, and I can accept that, right? But here's the thing, right? What do you think you're most affected by?
Now, you said
Racism
that's the FBA
or
belief.
immigration?
You said that's an FBA belief.
Yes, indeed.
Well, no, I mean we're just a lineage of people. You know what I'm saying? So there's no FBA
I
belief.
don't know what you guys want to call yourself these
Well,
days.
we
You know,
just
what I mean,
said
it
a
always
lineage. So
changes.
come on now, don't do that back of the class shit. Come on.
Hmm.
All right. Now you said, what do you think we're most affected by?
Yes, indeed. Racism
Well,
and immigration.
right now, racism is using immigration. See, that's the thing. Y'all keep trying to
Mm.
make it seem like those are two separate things, and they're actually not. When you actually know about the history of immigration in this country, immigration has been used as a weapon of racist. So you're not going to be able to separate the two as if those things are completely divorced from each other. No,
So they're the same thing.
they're weapons. I mean, a weapon is not going to attack you. A person with a weapon is going to attack you. So are you being hit by a hammer or a sword? Yeah, you are. Is the sword doing that? No, it's the person using the sword or the hammer to hit you. However, you want to look at it, the hammer or the sword is an issue. The weapon that they're using is an issue.
So let me ask you this question. All right. Black immigrants tend to vote in which manner? Democratic or Republican?
In their best interest.
Right.
What? Yeah.
Okay. Fair. So we're disregarding what we saw with our very two same eyes, right? And what we saw took place in Minnesota with the lady and the gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
Are you talking
And
about
you
with
want
the
to be
people? Wait,
associated
are
with
you
that?
talking about with the people that didn't mind their American business that stepped out for Somali immigrants and try to be in the forefront of something that they shouldn't been at? Yeah, we seen it. We seen it. We saw that they should have
And
been.
that's something
Wait, hold
you
on.
want to be associated with.
We saw that they should have been at house
Absolutely.
rubbing their feet together like this.
You said
Yeah,
absolutely.
we
Who
seen
said
that.
absolutely?
We seen that. We
I
seen
did.
that they should have been minding our business like we are
Okay.
in the house and letting the job do their job. Yeah, we seen that. And then that's what happens. You jump in front of a punch, you can't cry about getting hit. If
So
you
let me
jump in
ask
front
you
of a
this.
punch,
Especially when you're using cars.
Let
You
me
like
ask you
I
this.
would I would
So ICE
rather you're
agents.
asking, hold on, let me answer the question. I would rather be associated with that than all of the smugs, uh violations of women and children and things that these hostile immigrant criminals are doing. I'd rather be associated with at least, and as dislikable as the situation with Alex Preddy and Renee Good is, I think that because y'all like to do the lesser of two evils thing, so I think we should just weigh the lesser of two evils and say, yeah, well, you know what? At the end of the day, you got to break some eggs to make an omelet. So it's unfortunate, but they weren't supposed to be there.
So
I'd
that's your
rather that than
justification.
all of the the crazy amount of crime that's riddling the streets and the kids that are being taken victims. I'd rather that. I just I don't. Yeah,
So
I
if you
don't.
let you guys tell it, there's no crime in America. Crime doesn't exist in America. It only exists overseas, and
that's what you
that
No,
crime
infer.
is
no.
brought
Okay,
That
over
is
to the
see,
United
see,
Who
States.
right.
said that?
That
see.
is
That's
Google.
that.
precisely what
That's
you're
that.
saying,
Hold
brother.
on, hold on. See, that's
Google
that
that.
marker sniffing talk.
Mhm.
Okay, I need you to
Brother,
wake up. Come
don't
on,
dis.
stand
I
up,
didn't
stand up. See,
disrespect. I
that's
didn't
the no.
disrespect, and you're
See, no.
disrespecting me.
That's the drooling on your homework talk. Okay, come on. I need you to stand up. Straighten your helmet out. Nobody said
See, you're
that, special boy.
disrespecting me.
Nobody
You're
said that there was no
disrespecting me.
crime
You
in
see, and you
America
want me to
before.
respect you, but you're disrespecting me. Don't do
No,
that.
you're being disrespectful. Come on,
You're
don't do
drooling
that.
and just going on tangents, my nigga.
You keep changing the goalposts in the subject. What? Let's say there is
I'm
crime.
not.
What does this have to do with the subject?
This is all associated with the subject. You said
No, it's
I
not.
asked you. The question is whether or not you're ashamed, and I'm giving you these points.
It ain't got nothing to do
What
with
does that have to do
Whether
with a
we're
black ICE
ashamed of
officer?
crime, is that what he asked? Is that what you're
No, I
asking?
said, right. You're asking me what does it have to do with the subject, and you said you're not ashamed, essentially, and I'm giving you reasons as to why you should be ashamed. The
No, no.
Minnesota
I said
incident.
What?
no. I said a. At the end of the day, we have an assignment, and those two people were acting against America's best interest. Let's be very honest, because according to the law, those two people were acting unpatriotic. Okay,
So what
those
about the
two
gentleman
people.
in Buffalo? What about the gentleman in Buffalo
And no,
that's
no. Okay,
legally
yeah.
blind, right?
Now here's
And was picked
we
up by
can do this.
ICE
Hold on,
agents and left.
baloney. Stop. Hold on. We can do this and we can do this all day, but I can guarantee you for every one situation where you're talking about ICE, which I don't approve of, I've condemned the behavior when it comes to Alex Preddy and Renee Good. But for every one situation, I can bring up at least five of hostile illegal immigrants physically harming black Americans. I can do that. For every one you got, I got five.
So black American violence on other Black Americans and immigrants does not exist.
So we're
Black
doing
on
the
I
black
black
think
on
I
crime
black
well,
crime
no,
fallacy.
Don't
stalking
no. I
argument.
exist.
think
If
you're
y'all would
done.
sit
Y'all
Okay.
down,
being so
No,
I'm
Black
trying to
black
figure out
on
who
black
said that.
crime
oh, that's
fallacy.
enough.
Can I ask you a question, Albert? Who said that none of that exists? Like, see, this is what they do. They move the goalposts. We are right now talking about the shaming of ICE agents, right? This is the conversation we're having. And then he keep moving it further and further. Well, what about this event? And what about that? And what
Foundational.
is
What about the pie in the sky?
Like, bro, you are a whataboutism kung fu master, my G.
Exactly.
Stay on topic. God
right?
damn.
So this is the problem. It's like he's moving the goalpost, and then he's inserting what he thinks. See, we're not saying that we agree with certain things or not. You inserted that and trying to make it look like we're saying that, sir. You're being very disingenuous.
So what you're saying is
Like Afro says
hey,
any
you be
no,
quiet.
Bellamy, chill out,
You be quiet.
Bellamy.
You be quiet.
Every
No, no, no,
time,
no.
no,
You're
because you've been doing this since
disrespecting me,
this
brother.
morning,
You
bro.
be
It's
quiet.
no,
No,
stop,
that's
stop.
enough.
It's a non-productive conversation because again, black shaming black officers. You just brought up the black on black crime fallacy, which again is not even tangential to what we're talking about. So, like Foundational said, you're gonna drool and say, "What about this?" My G, stay on topic.
Brother,
No, 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 no,
brother,
no, 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 no,
you
no, no, no,
already,
no, no.
I already
I
spoke.
don't need you to stutter up another excuse. Calm down. Stay to the topic. Now,
This is the most power y'all ever
black
have in
ICE
y'all
officers
lives.
being
Is just
shamed
No,
has nothing
no,
to
supporting
do.
this
okay.
all.
Here's the
God,
thing.
has nothing to do with
When
black on
you
black
have an
crime.
argument, the fact that you have to keep changing the subject.
Right.
Now you're talking about black, quote unquote, black on black crime, which has absolutely nothing to do with, first off, your first statement coming up had nothing to do with the subject, which is why I had to check you about that. Because you're like, what power do FBAs have? That's the first thing you said when you came up here. What quote unquote power do we have? You see these eyes officers?
And which is none,
I don't know
right?
about that. I send them your
And
way.
which is
And
none.
then you tell them when they knocking on your door, you tell them what power do they have when they putting you in the handcuffs, putting you in the back of that ice truck.
Right.
Tell them
Zilch,
that.
can
Okay, we
send
talking.
them. Tell them to
Don't
come
tempt
get me.
us. Don't tempt us. Come on now. Don't do that. Don't do that. But that's the first thing you did because you cannot keep up with the subject that we're having. You can't do that. You don't have a good argument. You don't have any argument.
I gave you my argument. You move the goalpost. You move the goalpost. I move
No,
the
fam,
goalpost.
you've been
And
moving
we
the
kick a
goalpost.
field
Let's not.
goal.
Now you gonna switch it on us. Yeah, these people are crazy. You know what? You know what's crazy, family? I try not to look at the. You know, they got the IQ chart that the YT people put out, and I try not to believe the IQ chart, family, because I'm like, nah, we understand the YT be lying sometimes, but they don't. They make it hard. Like they're not beating the allegations, family. I mean,
Foundation.
the
You can't
comprehension,
mess with me.
the moving the goalpost, and it's like family. Obviously, you're not equipped for this conversation.
You a
This
security guard.
conversation
You
is
not
not for
messing.
you, and you coming up here just saying things and just trying to see what sticks.
Yeah, we're gonna have to move on. Yeah, we're gonna have to move on. You
Yeah.
are no troll. You always trying to disrespect FBA, and we just not letting that happen. You tried to do it in the chat room, got muted. Tried to do it when you came up here, which is why you got checked. Normally, I wouldn't even go that far. Okay, but I'm meeting you with the energy that you came in here with.
Somebody said it
So
sound
that's
like
the
he bite
all the.
people.
Y'all
Don't
keep
disrespect
muting me.
me.
Why
No,
y'all
you're gonna
keep
get met
muting
with
me?
the same energy you came in here with.
May I say something, y'all?
Bellamy, are you done?
May I say something? Oh,
I
okay.
got more money than you. Nobody
Oh,
or
You
nobody.
wouldn't even
oh
you.
God.
I asked.
Oh
Hold on.
my
Sir,
I
I've
asked
God,
you
never
to
man, we
show
seen
a
got
you in
more
baking.
money
Forbes. I've
than
been
you.
in there
Hold on,
3 times,
y'all.
so I doubt that,
No,
sir.
that's over.
Yeah, we asked him to show a baking statement earlier. He kept deflecting as per usual. But yeah, just to land my plane real quickly, this is what we dealing with, y'all. Someone that says they want to obey the law and say we're criminals, but at the same time they want us to impede federal investigations. Crazy work, y'all.
And now he reduced himself so low that now he's talking about let's see who have more money and I got more money. Come on, this is sad. Please, if you come up here, family, please utilize more than 3% of your brain. I want people that utilize more than 3% of their brain power to come up. I don't want to. That was sad, honestly.
He said he
You
got more
broke.
money. He gonna
You
have to go
broke.
to his mother's closet to get his piggy bank out the shelf. Be all like, hold on, let me count them. One, he counted the pennies. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
May I say something?
But nobody. I don't think you really gone yet. So you got
Oh
it.
yeah, nah. I just want to speak on this real fast because Bellamy was just babbling. Black ICE officer shamed. I think it's funny because I saw the video of the one white woman talking about some ice out,
Wait,
ice
I'm
out.
sorry. Did you guys call? Did you guys call my name?
I was
You're after
No,
him.
no,
You're
no,
after
no, no.
him.
I'm gonna get to you real quick, Mike. I'm gonna be really fast. I think it's kind of funny, given what you kind of touched on earlier, Afro, is that nobody wants to mention the larger employment rate of Latinos that have been in Border Patrol and ICE since the last 10 years. We're often the scapegoat for things of this nature. Like I think it was a thing around BLM. They were putting a lot of black officers out in riot gear to bear the brunt of that as well. So yeah, this is nothing new. They put the ICE agents that are clearly Black Americans unmasked and in a place where they could be shamed and be the kind of societal sin eaters for the situation. But it's kind of par for the usual because tethers will say the whole thing about you guys are part of the American imperialism, even though we're in the military at I think 5 to 10, 15%. But rather here or there, this is just another thing of just distracting and trying to have someone else to blame. I'll land my plane.
Yeah. No,
Mike,
real
real quick.
talk. All right. Yeah, I appreciate that. And that is true. Trying to blame us, and we don't make nearly as much as the percentage of Hispanics that happen. And if we did, and my thing is, if we did, so what?
Yeah.
If we did, what if we do? What now? What if we do? Okay. Because they make up 100% of ICE where they're from. Let's get to MK. Good. How you doing, bro?
Can't complain. Can't complain. I see the prompt. Black ICE officers shamed. Honestly, I'll tell you this much. I mean, if they're being shamed for deporting, illegal Latino immigrants, I have no. I mean, I have no issue. Sorry, I have an issue with that. Honestly,
One moment. What
um,
is your ethnic group, sir? What is your ethnic group before you continue?
I'm sorry,
What is your ethnic group?
Haitian American.
Okay.
All right.
And Haitians are technically Latino, correct?
I mean, you could classify us as that because we're in the
Yeah.
Latino area. I mean, we're in the
Yeah. Yeah.
Caribbean, so yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. They are
I
Latino.
mean, if you ask us if
By
we're actually
definition.
Latino, by definition, yes, but by culture, no.
Thank
But
you.
by
Okay,
definition,
but
yes.
keep going, keep going. So you don't
Now,
have an issue if black officers are deporting Hispanics, is what you're
yeah,
saying.
yeah, Hispanic
Okay.
Immigrants. I never said anything to do with
Okay. So if they're
Caribbean.
okay,
Now,
I would just
man,
want you to land before we jump in. So I want you to be able to land.
I haven't even started, but okay.
Okay, all right, go ahead. Say what you gotta say.
Yeah, my thing was basically I have no issues if they're deporting again Hispanic Latino immigrants because of the minority culture and monarchy they've created between themselves and their individual Latino like representatives. So I have no issue with that, but realistically speaking, if they are getting shamed for deporting people of my culture or Jamaicans or anybody else in the Caribbean of African descent, I kind of have an issue with that.
Why?
Of course.
Well, just because if you actually know the history of the Americas, and I'm talking about the continental Americas as a whole, a lot of the times, a lot of this monarchy and a lot of these situations that have happened to distress the black community as a whole has been between the white tees and the Hispanic Latino community. They've had coups between each others throughout history to basically kind of just throw us under the bus whenever they get the chance. It's been done like throughout the millennias, and this is just nothing new. What will basically happen is they'll have the white tees come and make a decree that they want to have something instilled. The Latino people will see what's going on, and out of fear, they'll try to reverse it and push it onto the black community to make it look like we are the problem. And then from there, have the focus now derived to us. So with that
Okay,
being
listen.
said,
Okay.
yeah,
I
with that
get where
being
you're
said,
coming
yeah,
from. Let me say this though.
go ahead.
So you're saying that the Hispanics and the YT are colluding together to sabotage foundational Black Americans and Haitians.
Well, actually, just as a whole, they are in cahoots to sabotage pretty much every black community known to man.
Okay. So if that's the case, wouldn't you be better off in Haiti then? where they don't have that influence, right?
Well, the issue we have with Haiti right now is there's actually sovereignty. I'm sorry, not sovereignty. Sorry, that's not the word I'm looking for. I just got off work, so my head's a little dizzy. What's the word? Jesus, sanctions. Sorry, there's multiple sanctions on our country that was enlisted by the Americas. I'm talking about the continental Americas, not just America, but continental Americas that have laws in place to kind of put us at a disadvantage versus other countries. So to say that we would be better in our own country when even like how you look with Cuba and Puerto Rico and all these other countries, there's things put in place to keep us from excelling as a country as a whole. Now, for that to happen as a whole, a lot of things will have to be done in America and the continental Americas for that to change. But as of right now, you have to remember my country, I don't want to, sit on my country because this is an American thing, but my country was hit by a catastrophic, earthquake, which was kind of detrimental to the country. Along with that, after the catastrophic earthquake, because there was no immediate help, the people had to turn to militias. So we're facing an internal civil war in our country. So that's
Okay.
something that a lot of countries go through.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. I don't want to get too off track. I really don't, but I do. And I feel like you're the first person I've heard make that argument. So I'm glad you did, because I want to respond to that. As far as the civil war that's going on, I'm not going to say that anymore because I know you can't say that on TikTok. But as far as the conflict, the inter-conflict that is going on, that needs to end. And the excuse being made that was because of a hurricane that happened. The hurricane happened, what was that, like a decade almost or two ago? That happened close to 20 something years ago. You know what I'm saying? And if there's still this cultural conflict, then that means that conflict was not due to the hurricane. I mean, the earthquake. That means that conflict maybe was magnified or intensified by the earthquake, but that conflict, that cultural back and forth, and that conflict has been going on before then and then since then. And then here's the thing: when is that going to end? If it's been over 15 years since then, when is that going to end?
You're
Okay.
asking about the militias that we have in our country. That wasn't a major thing before the earthquake, so I don't want to actually drag that and say that was a thing before the earthquake, because again, you never heard about
Well, I didn't
militias
say
in Haiti.
malicious though. I didn't.
Well,
I didn't say.
I don't want to use the other word because that's TikTok. I'm trying to be
Okay,
TikTok
but
friendly, and you can label them as malicious because the initial
Sir,
definition of gangs would be malicious.
hold on. Okay,
Said the G
let's
word
not
anyway,
lose that.
sir.
Let's
Spell
not
it
lose
out.
that point. Let's not lose that point, because the overall point I'm making is that if you all don't want to go back to Haiti, all right, and saying that I'm okay with you deporting Hispanics because they're like this, or white tea because they're like this, but I don't feel like we should be deported because we've been sabotaged. There's a lot of Hispanics who are going to make the same argument that they've been sabotaged, and you're not even saying the sabotaging has come
You
from.
make
Hold
that
on, hold
argument
on,
with
hey,
them.
dude, relax, hold on. You're not even saying that the sabotaging has come exclusively from the United States. You're saying the quote unquote Americas. That means the North America and South America continent. And you're saying that you've been sabotaged by the Americas. Well, if that's the case, everybody in the Americas can make that argument then. All Hispanics, all Latinos can make that argument. All of the Mexicans and Venezuelans and Salvadorians and Puerto Ricans and all that, they can make the same exact argument you can. Your argument is no, hold on,
In
hold
what
on,
way?
hold
A
on, hold
minute,
on, hold on.
sir.
Let
Yo,
me
MK,
finish.
you
I'm just
gotta chill,
asking
Hold
you.
on,
family.
MK, hold on.
Way can you make that
Family, you
argument?
gotta
Hold
chill.
on, hold
MK, this is
on.
a conversation.
Okay,
Don't start crashing out, fam.
hold on. You're no.
Yeah,
Let me
but you gotta
let me
wait till he's
finish the
done. So,
point. Okay.
They've
yeah,
been over talking.
No,
family,
let me
that's not how
finish the point,
conversation
man.
works.
Have they not?
Are you serious right
Dude,
now?
do you see this?
Brother, have they
Because he
not?
can't
Do
answer.
you
I'm
see
gonna say
this
this
right
to
now?
you, Afro. This is a moderator talking to the whole. Stay on your mute button, MK. He wants us to fight their battles to get the Latinos in under check. I'm not doing it.
I want you to fight my battles.
Hold on. Why don't you let me, dude? We're having an adult conversation, and I'm making a point, and that point is bothering you, and you keep coming off your mic. Now, as the host is
I'm just
speaking,
asking a
it
question.
is
Okay,
very
well, don't ask
rude
the question because
of a
maybe I would get
guest
there.
to be interjecting and cutting the host off. That's very rude. That's
I
not
don't
how
let
we do
people ask
here.
questions. I'm out of here.
That's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
how we do
Okay,
here.
adios,
So
the
stop.
Latino.
Okay,
Adios,
cut that out.
bon
What I'm
voyage,
saying is
Making
that
joke. This
hold
is the
on.
bon
joke. This is the
voyage.
joke.
So,
No,
Afro,
Not
look, hold on.
serious.
Afro.
Everybody stop. Freeze, 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 freeze. What you're doing is proving my point. I haven't even finished making my point, and you're proving my point right now. The fact that I'm just responding to what you're saying and you're so bothered by it because it's breaking down your argument. You're so bothered. You can't even come up. You can't even wait your turn to speak. That's proving my point. My point is when you came up here, you're talking about, well, you're okay with some deportations, but not other people's deportations. First off, that's not how a country works. A country don't work on pity like that. And America's been operating off of pity for the longest time. If they are not a citizen of the United States of America, then they do not have claim to be here. That is just the law. Okay? That's the same way it is everywhere else in the world. All right? If I went to Haiti and if they told me to leave, I would have to leave. I don't get to say, well, my people been through slavery and my people been through the civil rights movement and all that stuff. No, I don't get a pity stay, and neither do Haitians. And the fact that you are advocating for a pity stay is the mentality that's causing y'all not to fix your issues.
Advocating for a
Which is
pity stay.
why I said, how are you guys going to fix it if you guys are fighting not to go back to Haiti?
Brother Afro, can I get 5 seconds? I just want to ask him one question.
I have
Hold on.
not.
Hey,
Okay.
Hold on.
MK.
Hold on. I want to. What do you have to say about that? The fact that Hispanics can also argue that they're subjugated and they have to deal with corrupt governments and the cartel and all of that stuff, and they don't have a right to stay in America.
So the
So why
reason
should
why
Haiti?
I don't look at them the same way is because they've had constant times to rebuke their colonial European backgrounds, but they throughout history they have tend to go to that
No, but
side.
it's not
It's
that.
been
It's not
shown throughout history
okay.
that they have this thing called the whitening policy,
Okay, I
where they
know. Hold
basically
on.
instill right. So if you know that, then why
No,
is it that you
because it's
okay? Go ahead.
about them being a citizen or not their ideology. It's about them being a citizen or not. If they are not a citizen, then they should be treated as not just as much non-citizens as everybody else. But you are advocating for some exception for Haiti.
Mhm.
And the thing is that your advocacy for your exception for Haiti isn't even stemming solely based off of the United States. You're saying, well, the whole quote unquote Americas are to blame for our condition. So therefore the United States should give us some pass. And that's not how
I
they
think he
work.
needs to speak to
I
Saint
mean,
Tip.
when you
Saint
have
Tip
when you
says
have a
no.
whole country, right, and we're talking about a
So
situation where they
MK,
were
can I
trying to
ask you my
become
question?
independent. But again, I don't want
MK,
to talk about Haiti because this is not a
MK, let me
Haiti.
ask you
This
one
is not a
question real
Haiti
quick.
live. This is
No,
a Black
you
I
don't want
should
to
be
talk
shamed
about
live.
Haiti, but you came up here and you made a point to say Haiti and Haitians should be exempt
I
from
never okay.
deportations.
See, the issue is I said the Black
So
community as a
MK,
whole,
listen,
but the BX
I know
person
you having
asked
a
my
hard of hearing.
nationality, and this is
Hold
where
on.
this changed. I never said anything about Haitians should have this or Haitians
He
should. I
said
said
the
the
ex
Black
person.
community as a whole.
You could
But
call
if you
me
want to flip my
BX.
words, that's
Fine.
cute.
No,
But okay,
because
no,
it's
because
not the
I
black.
have this
No, 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 no,
recorded.
no,
I have
no.
this recorded. So if you want to flip
Stop.
my
No, it's
words,
not.
that's cute.
Because it's
But
not the
go
black
ahead. Like
community
I
as a
said,
whole.
no, like
It's not. It's not
I'm
because
done
it's
talking. Y'all got
foundational.
it. Y'all got it. I'm done.
No,
Yeah,
it's
Hey,
this is the hate.
foundational
we
Then
was having
Apparently,
a
leave.
this is a
Stop saying you're
Haitian.
conversation
done. If you're
too.
gonna
No,
leave, then
everybody
This
stay
is
stop.
a
your
Everybody,
bro.
Haitian
hold on.
thing. This
Everybody,
is not a Black
everybody,
community.
hold on. Hold on.
See how they try to flip it on Haiti?
No,
Every time you
Yeah, you're
everybody
very
want to
stop.
flip this on
sensitive,
Haitian,
bro.
Everybody
Everybody
stop
mute,
it. Don't make me
please.
start dropping
y'all
people.
just as bad. Y'all just as bad as
Okay,
the Dominican.
hold on. You came up.
Y'all
Your
must be
first
just like
statement.
you must be
And here's the
Dominican.
thing.
Sir,
Here's
don't
the
get
thing.
dropped.
Okay, since you don't know how to
You
behave,
look Dominican.
Say
of course,
what?
of course, of course I
So
do.
Yeah,
that
he got to go.
that's what it's about,
Of
family.
course.
That you know what, Afro? That's what it's about. He just said it
I
there towards
just
the end.
said
What it's
that though,
about is
Marco.
Dominicans are kicking their behind, rolling up on them. Moreno. You ever seen them videos when them Dominicans running up on them?
No.
Go look at them videos when them Dominicans. Just type in Dominican policia running up on them. You see the Moreno, and they grab them up, yoke them up, smack them around. They treat them like apartheid 2.0 and everything.
Mm.
So this is what he mad about. He
But
mad because he
listen,
wanted to fight his battle against the Dominican. That's what this is
I
about.
just told
Mm.
y'all that.
Which
Why
is
y'all
why
don't listen to me?
he kept saying the Americas,
Right.
and he's not saying the United States. So I'm all like, what? Why should the United States give you any more of a pass or any more of an exception than they give everybody else who's not from the United States? And he
Hey,
can't
family.
articulate why they deserve, as Haitians specifically, why the United States should give them that pass. Okay, now everybody in the chat room saying I look Dominican. Y'all need to stop.
All right, y'all
Y'all
gotta
need to
You
cut
do
that
stop
not.
out.
playing.
You do
Stop
not look
doing
like
that.
no damn Dominican. Shut
He
up,
Okay,
better
y'all
David.
need to
not.
stop playing.
Right.
But Afro, I did say that, right? I said, this is the mod talking to the host. He wants us to fight his battles.
Yeah.
Right.
The only reason why he said black, well, yeah, you could put out the Latinos, but the black immigrants is where I have an issue. He just added the other islands in for GP. But he really
Yeah.
they whooping our ass. Please help us. We scared to go back home because if barbecue don't get us, the Dominicans will. That's
Right.
all.
Listen, I challenge y'all to go look it up. Look up the Dominicans for Policia Dominicans Haitian. And literally they could be like Moreno. Yeah, this shit, I'm the laugh. But they be yoking them up crazy, yoking them up like they children. Like, come
Mm-hmm.
here, yoke their neck up and everything, their feet dangling and everything, and they asking for their ID, like it's apartheid 200. This is why he trying to make it all us versus, because he want to say, well, they have a tendency of going back and going to their oppressors. Well, you over here in the United States of America, sir. You didn't stay in Haiti. You came over here where the people that undermined your country, and you came over here with us. And then you paying taxes into the same system that's undermining your country. These people are crazy.
Hey, foundation. You know what it is? The born here's. We're gonna start calling them born here's, right? The born here's. They're actually cowards, right? They are too lazy to ever go back to their country, and that's why they're fighting so hard to have some type of stake in the United States. The born here's, wherever you're born from, they're whatever the people who parents are both immigrants, and yeah, I like to say you're just born, the born here's, right? They will, they're trying to sink their teeth into the USA because they don't have a ancestral stake. The ancestral stake that they think they have in the USA is really just Black Americans. It's our stake. It's the emancipation stake. They don't have an immigrant stake here. And so they're trying to sink their teeth into everything so that they won't have to one day get rinsed out in the wash, right? And end up in their home country where they actually have to be hardworking. They refuse to be hardworking. Like hardworking is getting your other born here's together and actually doing something for your homeland. These people are not here to ever fight for our Black American justice. And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna pass the mic. I'm gonna drop the mic. They're only here for opportunities. They're never gonna risk their USA opportunity for our very risky Black American justice. And so that's why, and that's where all of this, yo, can you help me over here? Can you help me over there? Can you help me over there? That's where that shit comes from. These born here's are actually the most coward there's people that's in the USA right now. But I'll end with that.
Well, notice too how he got out of body and he got super emotional when we were breaking his points down. And then let's be honest. I know Haitians and Dominicans, they going at each other and all that stuff, but what does that mean to us? And I'm not trying to say this and be, unsympathetic or whatever the case is, but let me be abundantly clear. Have Haitians and Dominicans really been allies to foundational Black Americans?
Hell no.
Why should we pick a side in that situation, in that conflict? Let me ask this. Why should we pick, if that was the case, if they are, because we know they are, Haitians and Dominicans are going at each other, what would make us pick Haiti's side? What have Haitians done that would make us pick their side over Dominicans if we were to pick a side?
So they're gonna say
That's my question.
Say they know
1804.
black.
They're
Dominicans say
gonna
they
say
know BLK.
1804. Haiti
So
would
that's why we would
Haiti.
pick Haiti.
You said
That's
what?
what.
No, okay, so
Dominicans since the 1960s have been saying they know
Is that
BLK.
Bellamy?
Yep.
okay,
The Haitians
okay.
claim BLK, but the Haitians think they from Africa. They're a little delusional there. And then you
Oh,
got these brothers up here on this ICE poster when 30% of ICE is Hispanic and Latino, and we only make up supposedly 14% of the population. So how many BLK ICE agents are you gonna have when 30 to 40 to 50% of them make up? And then the dude that was for LULAC, he said, "Oh, I got some sound coming. My bad, y'all." But the dude from LULAC said the Negro is not our problem. And then when Martin and Malcolm went to Africa, the Africans said that wasn't their problem either. So please keep our stuff American, y'all.
So
but what
Mo,
I'm saying,
but you
Matt,
said
going
we'll
back
pick
to
it. But you
hold on,
said
going
pick
back to the
Haiti, right?
Dominican thing. Hold on, going back to the Dominican and Haiti thing or whatever. Let's say Haitians, and historically Haitians have put that in their constitution that they're black. Okay, fine. What does that mean that they're allies with us? Does that mean that they put their blackness before everything else, especially when they come here?
They don't know no better. Now let me break this down to you.
Well, if
Go
they
back.
don't know no better,
Now
at
I'm
the
gonna
end
break
of
it
the
down.
day, hold on,
No.
hold on,
All right,
hold
let me
on,
mute. Let me
hold
mute.
on, hold on. At the end of the day, if they're not doing it because they don't want to do it, or they're not doing it because they don't know no better, at the end of the day, the bottom line is they're not doing it.
Where you from?
Chicago.
Okay, now let me tell you something about Chicago. Most of the people from Chicago, we come
It
from
wasn't
Mississippi.
made by Haiti. Hold on.
Can I
Who
just say this was
parents
the
already
last
know
point?
because
Can I
no,
say?
because
Okay.
who
Give me
parents
just give
are
me
I
30
would love
seconds.
I
Let
would
me
love
say
for you
this,
to
and then
tell
y'all
me. I
can
would
drop
love for
me.
you to tell me something
Just let
about
me say
where
this
you.
for 30
Mo,
seconds, then y'all can drop me. Just let me
hold
get
on,
this
hold
out.
on. What do you have to say?
All right.
Uh-huh.
All you people that's in America, most of us, we from Mississippi and Alabama, Virginia, Delaware, because you're going to eventually it's going to go to Virginia, Delaware, Maryland, then South Carolina, and North Carolina. Now, guess what they did to those Negroes that was there? You know where they shipped them to? You know where they shipped them to?
Tell
Let
us.
me tell you.
Stop.
South America, Haiti, Barbados, when we was whooping that ass, guess what they did? They sent us out, only kept the women and kids. Oh, when you go back and look at the real census, go back and look at the original records, you're gonna see it ain't nothing but Creole and Africans.
when
And
are
those
you moving to
Creoles,
Haiti?
hold
No,
on,
time out.
hold
If
on.
that's the case,
No,
when are you
Hold
moving
on,
1803.
there?
stop, Simon. Let
Y'all
him
need to draw me down because I'm telling you facts.
go
Go
ahead. Yeah,
look at
keep
the
You
going
ain't
ahead.
telling
original
us facts
document.
because women were taken
None
to
of you
those islands
Negroes are
too.
looking at the original document. You ain't even looking at the Plymouth, and you'll see that don't even say no goddamn African. None of our people.
I
I thought I was
wouldn't
from Africa.
even
I
tell
did the
you.
research. We not from Africa, and do your goddamn research and read the
But
original
make sure you stay
documents
up here
and
though.
draw
Don't
me
don't hit
down.
and run
No,
though, Mo.
you
Make
already
sure you stay
know.
up here.
You
Make
got
sure
to
you
do
stay
your
up here.
research. We
All right.
have
We'll
to.
let you finish, Mo, but you got to stay up and let
Make
people
sure you stay
respond to
up
what you got
too.
to say.
Oh, I let
Go
them
ahead and
respond,
finish.
but ain't none of them. If you gonna respond, go to. Oh, we can do this. This is what we
Yeah.
need to do
Don't
on
flee.
all the
Don't
lives.
flee. That's all I'm saying. Don't flee. We
Hey,
letting you
hey,
talk.
I overstepped my bounds, but give me 10 seconds.
All
This is what
right.
we
Make
need
sure
to
you
do
stay.
on
No problem.
this. This is what we need to do on all our lives. We need to go over to the slave trade database and bring up every state that you from and see how many boats from Africa came over here to America, and you're gonna find out it ain't gonna even be 200 fucking boats. Pull it up and do it.
No,
Pull
we
it
don't
up
have
and
to
do
pull
it.
up
But none of our people,
nothing
all our
because
people is
hold
on here
on,
for
Mo,
likes.
hold
They
on,
ain't
because
on
I'm
for no
tired of your
solving no
rambling.
shit
I'm
because
So
tired.
he's
we
on
got
this
David
pan
Else.
You're
Indians.
Oh,
assuming
my
that
bad.
we don't know certain aspects of history. We do not deny the slave trade, but we did question the numbers. And Harvard has actually come out and said that we received the least amount of captives, right, from the continent. So we do understand that.
4%.
We
We received
understand. Hold
4%.
on. I
Oh, I got
also
the facts
understand
for
that
it.
women was taken to those islands too. I understand that much too.
Did
So
you know
you
the
ain't got
first
all
house?
your facts
Mo. We
together.
was quiet
And
when you was going.
Mo, you're
anyway.
acting very uncivilized. Mo,
Yeah,
you're
you
acting
I
you
know,
just
I know.
uncivilized.
I'm just
Yeah.
passionate right
No,
Mo,
now.
nah,
Mo.
you're
We was
acting
no,
Mo,
it's
you're
not.
quiet.
acting
Okay, stop,
1497 was
uncivilized.
the first
stop,
You're
hospital in
Mo,
acting
America
stop,
created by a
stop,
black
stop,
uncivilized,
woman.
stop,
Mo.
stop.
Created by a black
Okay,
woman.
listen. In order to move the
None of
community
y'all know
forward,
this. El
dude,
Negro
Mo,
created,
stop it, dude.
and she
Okay,
went from.
because here's the thing. Here's the thing. You say a bunch of stuff, and then when you really don't, and this is a
I
tactic
can
they
put it up
use,
on the
when
screen.
they
You want me to
really
put it up
don't
on the screen?
want, shut up.
Listen to the way he's rolling
Okay,
his
Hey, y'all
when
niggas
they
need
really
letters.
don't want people to
to
respond
draw
to
me.
what they say, when they really don't
Just
want
draw
people
me,
to respond to what they
because
say,
I don't want
they
to drop.
keep coming off the mic which is going to cause people to
No,
drop them because you
drop
don't really
me.
want to have a serious, mature argument
No, I got the
and
fact.
a debate. So that's why you keep coming off the mic and won't let people finish.
No, just
So that forces people
Mo,
to
stop
drop you.
talking,
Stop
fam.
coming off your
He just
microphone.
that he want to flee.
See?
Nobody have a problem with having a conversation, but you keep coming off the mic and interrupting, and then you're gonna say people dropped you. Nobody dropped you, by the way.
Yeah, nobody did that. And this is
And
what
I
they
hate when they
do.
say,
They
I hate
want
when
to
they act
come
like
up
we
and they
didn't
want
hear
to say a
this.
whole bunch of stuff. And then next thing you know, when it's time for other people to respond to what they have to say, they keep coming off the mic, 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 not letting anybody respond to anything they said. And then they'll either drop off or people will have to kick them off. Okay. And that's you running from the argument you made, which was way off subject, by
Right.
the way.
They want to teach and say I want to teach this, that, and the third, but they don't want to hear. The best teacher are the learners, right? The people that listen. The student is the best teacher. So he want to be able to teach and see all this. And we was quiet. Everybody was quiet. We said you better not flee. You stay right there. And what he did, when soon as BS started talking, he want to keep interrupting and interrupting while we was quiet. I don't mind the information. I get where he coming from, but it's a way to go about it, family. Like if we letting you talk, let somebody else get a chance to talk, and then you want to say, "Oh, you guys don't know what you talk." Man, it's weird, family. I really can't stand that.
Can I just reset the energy for the room?
Yeah.
There's over 340 people in the room and only 104.9K likes. As you watch the discussion, listen to the discussion, please tap the screen. Please complete the daily heart meets. And how much longer are you staying up? Should they share the live out? Get some fresh perspectives in here, Afro?
Um, yeah, we'll be up for maybe another 25 something, I think.
And also, if you would like to chime in on the conversation, request up. Please don't wait to the last millisecond. Also, Athlete does have a gift code, and he offers subscriptions for super fans, and you'll get some really cool perks. So come on and get your requests in, get your super fan, and help with the gift codes, and share the live. Tap 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 that screen, and let's get back to the conversation. Also, we understand about the intra-America slave trade. I just want to input, they did take women to them islands too. They were transported too. But at the end of the day, there's a thing called ethnogenesis, right? And so this is what the people who believe in the Americas and all this other stuff fail to realize. If an ancestor was taken from a port state in this country and transported to the Caribbean, and was forced to remain in the Caribbean, they are now Caribbean. Their descendants identify as Caribbean. You are where your ancestor landed and underwent their ethnogenesis. So we're not asking anything from our government pertaining to the 13 colonies. We're basing it off of our emancipation era. So we do not deny that certain different systems surrounding slavery happened, but it doesn't make sense to muddy the waters when today we're not operating off of that. And the descendants are coming here with naturalization papers for green cards and all this other mess. Like, let's cut that out.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's all.
And the biggest thing is that is not what we're talking about. Nobody mentioned nothing about the slave trade and how many ships were bought here and all of that stuff. He said, I want to tell you something about Chicago. Let me tell you something about Chicago. I said, okay, well, tell me something about Chicago then. Didn't mention Chicago after that. Like, this dude is all over the place.
You know what he was going to do, Afro, and that's my last point. What he was going to try to do was he going to try to talk about that so-called Haitian dude that came over there that was pretty much the tool for white supremacy. That dude was the tool for white expansion. That's to be proud of, that he went and helped them because he was a melanated Indian, and so he was the only one that's able to talk to the other Black American Indians that was over there to be able to expand the white tea further. That's not nothing to be proud about. They always gonna brag, oh, that man in Chicago, he found in Chicago. No, there was already American Indians that was already over there, and he went over there and used the white tea used them to expand and on their mission over there. So I mean, you bring that up for what? And he was a mama, and I think that if I'm not mistaken, he was half white tea and half white tea and something else. That gentleman from that so-called found in Chicago.
Yeah.
Hey,
And,
not to interrupt. Is it cool, like, if I could
Yeah.
hop in somewhere
hold
for
on,
like?
before you do that, we have our brother EJ who hasn't spoken. Yeah, he hasn't went yet, so we're gonna get to EJ.
Waiting so patiently, and these tethers and that tendonism is getting on my nerves. It's just falling off the bone. Shout out to Mr. Tendonism. But this is why we need ICE. We have had numerous examples of these people coming up, not understanding that ICE is needed not only in the United States of America, but different immigration, customs enforcement agencies are needed in different countries all around the world. So I don't know how these people don't understand that illegal immigration can be a major factor to your country. And a lot of these people do understand that, but they come to America and just expect people to keep giving them trinkets and keep giving them everything that they rightfully don't deserve. And you can just clearly see that the last example that we just had, I don't know if he was intoxicated because he just said he was outside. I don't know if he was doing something with a lawnmower or something, making all that damn noise. But besides that, this is why we need to be representing ourselves in ICE. We need to be in law enforcement representing our people and doing it the right way, because a lot of these other people in their communities are making law enforcement look like a bad name. And we know that we have a lot of people within different communities that's always been, trying to enforce the law on the foundational Black American family and the lineage. And that's why I salute ICE, and I say that if you can get that money and go be ICE agents and make these people mad while getting paid at the same time and getting your chips, then you're doing a good thing for your community. You're doing a good thing for your people. And you got to realize that one of these people that's come up here that's supporting illegal immigration, because a lot of these tethers do support illegal immigration because, they can't deal with stuff like this and conflicts in their homeland. So they come to America and try to just, wag their finger at us and try to dump trash on us and our people. So, for the brothers and sisters out there that want to join law enforcement and want to, protect themselves and want to fight for their country and, support ICE, go on and get that money, man, by any means necessary, because this was in the reverse Uno card style. They'll do the same thing to us. If we was in their country. You hear these Africans all the time talking about, people coming into their homeland doing what they have to do. So they'll do the same thing to us. If it was an open floodgate of us going to these other people's countries, they'll do the same thing. They'll be having ICE agents out there swarming us and getting us out of the paint. So with that being said, I land my plane. Join ICE, get that money, and forget these tethers.
Let me add on to what you got to say. Then we'll get to Kalen. If it was us doing that anywhere else, we wouldn't even have to worry about their government being our biggest opposition. The locals themselves, the average citizens who do not work for their government, they would be making it a point to be on the front lines pushing us out. And I guarantee you it wouldn't be pleasant, okay? It would be a very violent removal. If we were to just bum rush any country in the world, their government and them, we're just letting the government do it. It's not like we going in there busting nobody's doors down, dragging them out or anything like that. That's the government doing what the government's doing. Okay. If like you said, if the roles were reversed, it would be the average neighbor kicking in windows and busting down doors and running us out of here. We'd have to run away from angry mobs and all that. And they know it. And we know it. So we're not going to play like we don't. All right. Let's get to Kalen.
I so I just want to say this real quick, right? What's up with all these, FBA foundational Black Americans hating on Africans?
Where are you
Like,
from? Where are you from?
no, I'm from the US. I was
You're not
born in the
from the
US,
U.S.
but
Where's your parents from?
I am.
No. Where's your family's ethnic background from?
Oh, Nigeria.
Okay, so why did you lie?
I said
You
I was
said you're from
born
the
I was
U.S.
born in
when you're not.
America.
You from
I was
Nigeria.
born in America.
You're
That makes me
ethnically from
American.
Nigeria.
Lie to kick it, man. You ain't gotta lie.
Okay.
Okay, so you're
Anyways,
saying we're hating? Okay, we're hating on Nigeria.
no, not Nigeria. African as a whole. Africa as a whole.
Let's talk about you're Nigerian, so let's talk about Nigeria. Okay.
All right. What's up?
Do you feel like foundational Black Americans are hating on Nigeria?
Africa as a whole, not just
No.
Nigeria.
See, that's the
Why?
thing. I
Why do
want
you
y'all to
want to? Why do you want to
hold on,
pick
Kaylin,
Nigeria?
dude. Hold on. I want y'all to notice that. Okay. they get to pick and choose when they want talk about Africa as a whole, but then when we try to hold somebody accountable, they be all like, hold on now, Africa is
But
54.
you want to pick
You can't do that.
a
You can't
certain
lump us
country
all
out
together.
of
So hold
multiple
on.
countries.
They don't want to be lumped all together when we're making the point, but then when they want to make the point, they get to talk about Africa as a whole. No, let's not talk about Africa as a whole. Let's talk about Nigeria. That's a
Your sound went out. Afro, your sound.
His mic on or something.
Hold up, hold up. Everybody mute.
I didn't
Afro,
even get to
your
finish what I
sound.
was
Hold on.
saying.
Why is it? Is
I
it
was
sound?
interrupted, bro. This is crazy.
BX, can you hear Afro? Or am I tripping? Is it my thing?
No,
Yes.
Afro, we can't hear you, and your mic is off mute. I want to say thank you to everybody who's gifting. I can't thank you all at once. Thank you for gifting the platform. Also, complete your daily heart meets. Afro Lee does have a goal. While he's checking his sound, please tap 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 that screen and get his numbers up. Thank you.
I'm gonna say this. I think I know where Africa's going. When it comes to us, y'all always talk about Africa as a continent with 54 countries, and y'all want us to pinpoint down to the molecular level. We got to go to the blood type. We got to go to every little nook and cranny to talk about Africa. But when every time y'all come up on this panel, y'all want to talk about Africa like a country, and I find that really interesting. And that's
Africa
pretty
is
much
not
what
a
Africa
country.
said.
I'm talking about the whole
Right? We know
continent.
that.
Stop
We
interrupting
know
him.
that.
I
He's a
don't know.
mod. He's a
Mute your
mod.
mic,
Stop
man.
interrupting him, Kaylin.
I was
Because I'm
Right.
over
interrupted.
you. Go ahead,
So
foundational.
yeah, so as I was saying, yeah, so you guys come up here and you get in protect Africa mode, and you want to go and protect the whole Africa as if it's a country, but it's a continent with 54 countries. He asked you specifically for Nigeria, and you want to talk about Africa as if it's a country. That's the issue.
I
This is what he's
never
talking
said
about.
that. From the jump, I said it
Literally,
was a continent. But
right,
okay.
but and that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you want to talk about Africa as if it's a country.
I
I'm talking about
wasn't.
all of Africa,
I didn't
and
want
you
to
talking
do
about
that.
Hating
Nigeria
on all
specific.
Africa.
Is it cool
But go
if
ahead,
I
Afro,
don't
you
get
back?
muted again
Yeah,
and I
yeah. Hold
finish
on,
with what I
Afro
was
back.
saying?
Hold on, family. Afro's back. Go ahead, Afro.
okay. You guys can hear me, right?
Yeah, we can hear you better now.
Okay.
We can
That
hear
my
you.
Bluetooth, for whatever reason, my Bluetooth headphones just turned on for what it's sitting right there on the desk. I don't know why it just turned on. So
They trying to mess you up, Afro, with them T-Mobile
I don't
headphones.
know what type of weird thing that was, because that doesn't happen. But okay, we're back, right? And to Foundational's point, that's the point I was making. You all get to pick and choose, because when we say, you know what, Africans disrespect FBA, y'all be all like, hold on, no, which Africans? Hold on, you got to talk about exactly which country, and then you got to talk about exactly which tribe, and then you got to talk about exactly which religion. We got to be very, very, very specific when we criticize you with anything, right?
Okay. So
And
you're
then
gonna
when it
just,
comes to hold
come
on,
up.
and then when it comes to
Okay.
y'all making y'all talking point, y'all get to pick back and forth between advocating for Africa or why y'all hating on Africa. Well, hold on, you don't represent Africa. You can represent Nigeria, so we can talk about Nigeria.
Well, I'm from the
All
continent
right.
of Africa, right?
No,
Right or
it
wrong?
don't work that way. It don't work that way.
It does work that way.
No, because I'm from the continent of North America, but I don't have the right to
You
talk about
can you can you can
Canadians.
speak
Hold
about
on.
it.
No. I'm from the continent of North America. However, I can talk about Americans. I can't talk about Canadians, and I can't talk about Mexicans. I can't be a representative of Mexicans or Canadians, even though they're a part of the same continent I'm a part of. So that means you can't just represent blindly the whole continent. You can talk about the country you're from. I talk about the country I'm from. You need to talk about the country you're from. And the reason you don't want us to specify Nigeria is because nobody hating on Nigerians. Okay? You want to bring up every single incident that you've seen of FBA interact with any African at all to make your point. No, let's talk about Nigerians specifically. So, my question to you again: do you think foundational Black Americans are hating on Nigeria?
It's not just Nigeria. I believe there's other
Okay,
countries as
if
well.
it's not just, hold on, if it's not
Not
just
just Nigeria.
Nigeria, it's not just Nigeria. So
Right.
we are hating on Nigeria or
I mean,
Nigerians.
I believe it's the whole continent of Africa, just like I was saying.
Okay.
It's
That's a
not
yes or
just
no
Nigeria.
question.
Okay. You see, and you know what? Your profile fits you.
For sure.
Talking to these people.
Let me listen.
I didn't
All
even
right.
get to finish my
What are we?
first
Hold on.
statement.
No. You asked the
Y'all
question.
interrupted
No,
me, bro.
no, you don't
Like, this is
know.
crazy. You don't let
It's
the
not
opposition.
about. It's stop it. Stop. Because you asked the question. We're trying to get specific about your question. You don't want to get specific about
It
it.
was
You're trying to
rhetorical.
be very vague and
I wasn't
general.
even done speaking.
Finish your point. All right, let's see that. Finish your point.
Am I going to get attacked and muted
You're
again,
gonna have
or
to
like
finish your point
what?
because we got to move
Man,
on.
just talk, man.
Like, this is the thing. Like, I can't even talk to y'all. Y'all
Okay,
are
I said
miserable.
finish his point, and he's going on, not finishing his point. Finish your point.
You're miserable black people, bro. It's
Now hold
crazy.
on.
Oh
Now
wow.
all of this. Listen, all of this. Y'all don't let me talk. Y'all don't let me talk. Y'all don't let me talk. I said, okay, fine. I said, fine. Talk. Y'all don't let me talk. Y'all don't let me talk. Y'all don't let me talk, dude.
The crybaby.
We just told you to talk, and now you're talking about how you can't talk.
When are you going to get your reparations?
Here we go.
We're gonna get it the second we
Are
kick
you
you
going
out
to
of
get
here.
that
That's what
40
we're gonna
acres
do.
and a mule?
Okay, you're a troll. That's what it is. All right, cool.
Yeah, when you gonna get the
All
shit
right.
up out your streets in your country?
Look, all
Coming
of
from a
that, y'all don't let
Nigerian is
me
crazy.
talk. We know when their argument is over with. We know when they're out of debate.
Harold Babble talk, you talking, man.
Okay.
Take your punk ass back to
Y'all don't let
Nigeria.
me
Saying
talk.
that as a Nigerian is insane. The Nigerians are like the most disliked group of
Y'all
fucking
just had
Africans there
there in
is.
Nigeria.
They disliked by their own people, by other Africans. You talking about we hating on Africa and it's other Africans that don't even fuck with y'all. What are we talking about? And you gonna say that as a Nigerian we hating on y'all? These niggas delusional. He's delayed.
Hey,
Which is
Afro, can
why he can't
can I?
focus on Nigeria. Which is why he had to make sure he had the whole
Man,
jacket
y'all
of
all should be
Africa on
ashamed of
there.
yourselves, though. I
Why
ain't
Can
should
gonna
I
we
hop
lie.
in
be?
the
Why? Why should we
Can I
be
hop
ashamed
up
of
in the?
ourselves?
Can I hop in the conversation real
Hold on,
quick?
hold
Wait,
on
no,
now,
no,
hold
no, no,
on.
no,
Let's
no.
not
We
let's
have
not
an
get too
order
wild.
Why,
Let's
why
not get
here.
everybody
too wild.
screaming? I don't want to see what's
Let's
We
get
have
what's
an
everybody.
what's
order.
Let's
going on.
tone down. Let's tone down. Why should we be ashamed of ourselves? Who said that?
All y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. Like,
Where you?
why would y'all
Okay,
support
where's
something
your ethnic background
getting
from? Where's
He
your
from Haiti.
family's ethnic background from?
Haiti?
And why should we be? Why
Right.
should
You
we
should
be
be
ashamed of
ashamed at the
ourselves?
state of that country.
Why should we
That's
be
what you
ashamed of
should be
How
ashamed
ourselves?
of.
y'all know? Okay, one thing about it, right?
No, no,
How do
no.
y'all know?
Answer the
Hold on, hold on, hold
question.
on.
Answer the
Okay,
question.
what was the
Answer the
question?
question. Why
What was the
should we be
question?
ashamed of ourselves?
Because why are y'all supporting something about getting
No,
rid
no,
of?
no, no, no.
I'm
If
answering
you're
the
saying,
question.
hold on, no, you're asking a question, answering the question with another question. That's not answering the question. Okay. If
Okay,
you
let me
said
let me
we should
reiterate.
be,
All
hold
right,
on, no.
because
If you're saying, let me Americanize you a little bit. If you're saying we should be ashamed of ourselves, you have to give us something we've done. You have to say something we've done
y'all
that
are
is
on this
shameful.
panel
You
support.
can't ask a question to follow up a statement. So what are we doing that we should be ashamed of?
Like what y'all doing right now, keep muting me. Y'all should be ashamed of that. Y'all want people to
We
support
should be
what y'all
ashamed
Oh,
of
saying,
you.
shut up.
but
Shut
can
up.
people that
You
get on this
talk.
panel finish of what we're
You
No,
saying?
no.
talk.
Like,
I'm asking. No, you
Let him
came up.
answer the
Hold on.
question.
You came up. He
and
got
I
off
said
the
what I
mic.
said,
Okay,
just like
that's
what
not
you're
how we
saying, what
handle
you're saying.
anything.
Like,
That's not how we handle
Even with
anything.
trying to put
You
bass in
asked
your
a
voice, you
question. Oh,
still
you
sound
you
moist.
guys should be ashamed. Y'all see how emotional they're getting?
And the Haitians.
Y'all
The
should be
Haitians real
ashamed of
emotional tonight.
yourselves. Why? Why should we
all
be
right,
ashamed
let's
of
let's talk
ourselves?
about something else. All right,
They about to go back to
How
them
old are you?
shitholes.
Let's talk about the
Talk about
subject.
what? Talk about what else?
Hey, I'm new. Can I say my
all
piece?
right,
Hold on,
hold
not
on,
yet.
hold on. How do y'all know everybody that's on this panel that's supporting get like basically what the topic is? How do y'all know that y'all full blind is full American?
What?
Did y'all go on Ancestry? Like, did y'all do blood tests to make sure
Okay,
that?
I
hold
mean,
on,
we
hold on,
got
hold
Shut
on, hold
up.
on,
what
y'all.
the
Hold
fuck
on,
are you
hold on,
talking about?
hold on,
Like you're
hold on,
yeah,
hold on.
y'all blown.
He's such a
Yeah,
That's
hater.
why
you
we.
It's a
blown.
real
Are
question
you?
though.
This is
I want to
crazy.
get to the thing because here's the thing. You're just going to be asking a bunch of disingenuous questions. You said we should be ashamed of ourselves, and then you have not articulated what we are doing that's
Y'all the
shameful at
same
all.
people that got beat up, got spit on, hoses sprayed
Hold
on
on, let him
y'all,
go. Let him go. Let him go. Let him go. We've been
hoses
beat up
sprayed
and
on
spit on by
y'all,
who?
segregation,
Mm-hmm.
slavery, and
Mm-hmm.
y'all support the same shit that's basically being a fucking circle. Like y'all being like
You think
basically
y'all are
house
going
niggas.
through what we went
Y'all
through with
supporting
Jim
house
Crow
nigga
and
shit.
segregation? Ma'am, that's offensive. That's very offensive to our ancestors, man. We didn't choose this. We're not fleeing to other countries and getting kicked the fuck out. That's
But
what's
then y'all
happening to
got
y'all.
brought into the country,
That
though,
ain't what
right?
happened to us.
Hold on.
What are you talking
Didn't y'all
about?
still get brought up into this country, right?
Not me.
Ma'am, we were brought
Not
here.
me.
We did not migrate here. What are you talking about? And most of us been here. So please stop
And
disrespecting
How do you
my
know that?
ancestors
How do
right.
you know
again.
No,
that?
no, no,
We
Can
no.
you
are
speak
not
for
So
the
yourself?
same.
wait. Okay,
Take
thank
your ass
you.
home. If you take your ass home,
Stay
we
I
on the
was
can
born
mute.
here, though.
Stay
we
on
can
the
relate.
mute,
But you're
Loomis.
not even in your homeland, man. Please,
Stay
you're not the
in the.
same. You are not the same. Don't do that. Because that's
Why
just a
y'all?
straight up fucking
Yeah,
lie. So
and
don't do
here's the
that.
thing. Let's not forget Haitians are African descent, right? Y'all was brought to your homeland too, right? And y'all can't keep y'all homeland. Nobody wants y'all anywhere. And when we say stay home and fight, it works. This is what we mean. You have to be under here, under us, under the civil rights that our ancestors and elders fought for. And our fight still continues, but the melanated immigrants have made it worse. You haven't heard anything to come up here and try to diminish us in the manner that you did. Y'all are getting beat on and spit on the day y'all was beat up at the damn border. And who was the loudest voices for your cause? But Black Americans. But you did come up here
Shit over
acting
there too.
self-righteous
It
when
goes
you
hand in
can't even
hand.
beat up the
It go.
Dominicans to get control of the whole
It
island.
goes hand.
Y'all are punks, y'all are moist, y'all are
At
soft,
the end of
and
the day,
y'all are protesting here to stay under
we the
our
same color.
bosom. And we ain't
Hey,
covering
We the
you no
same
more
color.
because you're too disrespectful.
We're all the same color.
And
And
y'all
here's the
disagree
That
thing.
to
color don't
We're
matter.
say
all the same
I
you're
color.
want you.
weak.
I want you. He made a great point. He made a great point, and this is what bothers them so much that we don't care about that no more. That's what's getting them so much that even if we're all the quote unquote same color, we don't care about that no more. That's not affecting our decisions like it used to. Okay. We're not going off of that anymore. We're not. You want us to ally ourselves with you when you came up here and talked about how shameful we are, you wagging your finger at us. You were just like the other Haitian dude who accepts some type of or expects some type of exception or allyship just solely based off of the same color, quote unquote. And this makes me think about the question again: why should we pick y'all over Dominicans?
Yeah. Because y'all ain't coming here on code, that's for sure. Y'all ain't
Why
getting
should we
coming
pick
over here
y'all
getting
over the
code with us.
Dominicans? With this type of behavior, why should we pick y'all?
So didn't Cubans also. Cuban have a wet foot, dry foot law. Like
This
they
ain't
can
got nothing to
literally.
do with Cubans.
Okay, but I'm saying like y'all saying the same shit. Like, oh, we should be ashamed of coming in here, but Cubans got the freedom to literally be on the boat, and as soon as they touch land, they get all the benefits and same shit.
Okay,
Why y'all don't
but
have the same anger
this ain't
towards them too?
whataboutism. Hold on. This is not whataboutism. We're not going to bring up Cuba. We're not bringing up Cuba.
But we're on the same
You're
topic
Haiti.
though. We could bring
No,
in
Wait,
these
you're
hold
people
on, hold
too
on,
Haitian.
though.
Afro.
You're
You hear
Haitian,
this?
and we're talking about Haiti.
Right, but why didn't Haiti take in Asada? Why didn't Haiti take in all our other black revolutionaries that Cuba did? So,
But they
sir,
hold
before
on.
you bring up the Cubans, understand our history with the Cubans, especially the Afro-Cubans. And don't think our people from Florida didn't stop the yard when they were seeing that what was happening down there in Florida. You need to shut up. You
First of all, there
literally
won't
need
be
to
no
shut
Chicago without
up.
Haiti. There won't be
Haiti has done
there
nothing
will
for
be no New
Oh,
foundational
Orleans.
black
please. Y'all gotta stop with
Americans
that
and
shit.
There
modern
won't be
day
no New.
history.
Stop lying,
Except
Ace.
displace us in our
Chicago was
community. I
stupid
don't
if
want
y'all
to
ain't
keep
please.
screaming. Except
I'm
displace
not
us in
screaming,
our
ma'am. You're screaming.
communities. Y'all did not take in Asada or the numerous revolutionaries that went there, and even some I think went to Africa, but they ain't never go to Haiti. Shut up. Go ahead, Easy. I'm
You're not
sorry.
making a good argument why
You're
we
you're
should
not
pick
making sense.
Haitians
None of
over
y'all are. Y'all
Dominicans.
just want to win an argument. That's all it
No, you're
is.
just emotional and you have an entire
It's
level of
not
entitlement
emotional.
that
It's
thinks
just
you
the fact
that
that y'all
think
not
you
trying to
belong here.
understand
To
shit. Y'all
think
just
that
want to
you
make
have
sure
equal
that y'all
status with
side is
black
getting heard. But
Americans, ma'am, you are very disrespectful. You need to go
y'all
do
want
your
to y'all want
history,
to
go do
mute
some
people.
research and find out about your
Want
own
to get y'all
people
side
and
heard. That's
about
all
our
it
people, because
is.
your ass about to get dropped coming over here being
And
disrespectful.
Haiti
Real
Now,
talk.
did build
okay, hold
Real
Chicago.
that
on.
simple.
With the
Look it up.
Haitians in Chicago thing, I just have one question. Where is the Chicago? Where's the version of Chicago that exists in Haiti? If Haitians built Chicago and they discovered Chicago and all that stuff, where is the
My
Chicago
friend
that lived in?
AI Chat GPT is your friend right there.
No, I'm asking you. You're Haitian.
I
Where's the
got
Chicago
it
for
right
you?
here. Don't worry about it.
All
Oh,
right, bet,
he
bet.
got an image
Read
of
it,
the
read it, read
I
Chicago
it to
for
got
them.
the
it.
Hold
Haiti.
on, read
Okay,
it to
let's
them.
let's see this.
This is what Haiti do for
Oh,
Chicago.
that's Haiti, Chicago.
So this is
Okay.
what I'm talking about. Like, this is what I want to say. You got
Look
the
at that
gall to
You
say
pirate
what we
ship.
trolling.
should be.
You
You
just
got the gall to say, well, we should be ashamed of when you fled
you
your
just troll.
country. You disrespected Dessalines because Dessalines stood and fought. So
You
Dessalines
just
is turning
trolling.
in his
Irrelevant.
grave right now. Dessalines is turning in his grave right now because you fled your country
She
and you
ran.
over here next to us and you talking about you build something. It's not looking like Chicago, family. You a disgrace. What you did, you put your right hand on your chest and you said, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. You denounce your country. You forsaken your birthright. And you rubbing shoulders with us had the nerve to talk about us. You are not the Haitians of 1804. You are a disgrace. You new generation Haitian are a disgrace to Dessalines, Toussaint, and everybody that stood their ground and fought. This is what you should be worried about. You should be ashamed that you ain't helping your fellow countrymen back home, but you on our panels worried about what we're doing. You over here focusing on us and your people living like this, wishing they had a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of what you have off the backs of our ancestors. They walking on mud water right now.
Bro,
They living on
let me ask you
shanty
a
towns
question.
right
Why
now,
is
family.
why
They need
No,
you right now.
everybody's
Rain
not.
is
Look,
going through the roof.
we don't do that
Rain
here.
is
Maybe y'all do that in other panels, but we don't do that here.
no no disrespect, but let's be clear. Rain is coming through the water, family. Now you could talk about our past and what happened a long time ago, 150 years ago, 20 years ago. You right. You right. But we talking about 2026, y'all living like this. In 2020, y'all living how we lived 200 years ago in
can I say
2026. Let's
something?
be clear.
No, you can
No, you
wait.
can't say
Rain.
nothing because I'm still talking. No, you can't because I'm still talking. You're gonna wait till I'm done. So as I'm saying, don't ever come up and tell me to us what we should be ashamed of when you got your fellow countrymen wishing they could have a fraction and hoping that you can come there and help them out and build the country so they can live just a fraction of the way you living off the backs of our ancestors. You got some nerve. In our land. Thank you. I'm
You know,
sorry
I
about
don't
that,
know how
Afro.
we
Let's
got
get
on
on.
Haitian TikTok because there's a lot of Haitians coming up all of a sudden. We and the subject is not Haiti, so I'm not sure, but it is what it is. I
You
guess
know what
somebody
it
shared
is,
it or something.
Afro? You know what it is? Like the Hispanics, specifically the Mexicans, made themselves the face of immigration. When we have certain posts up, the Haitians will make themselves the face of the post. They do it to themselves. You know how many posts I scroll past that have FBA? Why? Because they just need my number. They need whatever my name would bring to that room. Let them talk to themselves. See, the immigrants don't know how to mind their goddamn business, and they make themselves the face of everything. Because that's as black ICE officers shame. And all of a sudden now we here talking about Haitians and their history. It's crazy to me.
Yeah. Let's get to because I don't want to be on too long. So let's get to new norm, new
Yo, yo,
norm.
yeah, yo. Hey, can I say what I'm gonna say without being interrupted?
Yeah. Well, tell us where your family's from, real quick.
My people from here. I'm from Chicago.
Okay, so your ethnic background is foundational Black American, right?
Shit, they from Mississippi.
Okay, all
Yeah.
right, you got it.
So I don't know. I'm pretty sure ain't none of y'all been to Haiti, been to Africa, and I can't even speak on Africa. I can only speak on Haiti at this point. But I used to think the same way that y'all thought, and I, in college, met some Haiti people. I started going back and forth to Haiti. Bro, y'all can talk about them all day long, bro. But I can guarantee you this. You go over there, they elders living past 100. You go over there, guess what? You have any Haitian friends, they don't catch colds. They rarely get fucking sick, bro. If y'all would just and stop being so closed, man, and seeing what do they do that give them this ability or whatever, or how do they eat or whatever. It was the Haitians that trained me how to re-eat because we are the fastest dying diaspora throughout the whole entire world.
Ah, here we go with
Okay,
this
okay,
bullshit.
okay. All right. Well, Haiti got it like that, huh? Is what you're saying, right?
They definitely got it. Like
Good. And they're
it's
gonna have
definitely
to
the
go when
food.
they go
Okay,
back.
okay. If they got it like that, then they should have no problem going back, right?
Exactly.
There is no money in Haiti. You got to
Yes, it
understand.
is. You know
No,
why
no,
there's
no,
no
no.
money over
You
there? But
just
who?
said they got
Hold
it
on.
like that.
Wait. But if you look at Yvette Clarke, she gets economic funding to send to Haiti, not even for the Haitians that's here. We see what she gives the Haitians here. But if you research her being on the Haitian caucus, she gets funding to stimulate Haiti's economy. They're getting money in more ways than one. Sir, I'm not impressed. And how silly of you to assume that we don't go nowhere. I don't care about Haiti. I'm not going to Haiti, right? And the same thing I would say for anybody else. You come here, you get disrespectful. We're gonna meet the disrespect where it stands. I don't give a fuck if they Haitian. I just had an elder transition. Hold on, transition over the age of 100. She was like 102. We just seen Miss Viola Fletcher. How old was Miss Viola Fletcher from Tulsa, Oklahoma?
She was
She was
like
about
107 or something.
Yeah,
right.
she's 108.
Yeah,
So
100.
so
Okay, yep.
and she survived one of the worst attacks that we had on this land. We're always attacked in this land, and we stay on this land and build so that the Haitians could come over here and be disrespectful. I want every melanated immigrant from an island nation, I don't even care if they Afro-Latino, go build your nations to first world so we could come over there and live the 5-star lifestyle we are used to. Okay? I want y'all to go over there and build some first world nations so we can have some good amenities when we come over there and see the hard work we got.
Can I
Put there
respond
Also,
to
sir,
that?
that was a lie. Hold up, that
to
wasn't a
you.
lie too.
Instead of
They don't
getting
not
on my
limit to
nerves. I don't
100.
even want to hear from you.
Their average life
See,
expectancy is only 60. It's only 62. I just googled it. So don't come over here lying, nigga. Them niggas is not living to no 100 years
65.
old. Not on
65. I got it
average.
right
So
here.
please.
Yeah. Yeah,
right,
and I'm
right,
sitting here
I
right.
thinking
got
like,
it.
okay,
Okay.
Google gonna tell you that. Absolutely. Lying ass
This is
nigga.
from the
What,
World Health Organization, sure. Yeah. They got your shit clocked. It's 62, sir. It's not no damn
Yeah,
100. That is not the average lifespan.
y'all
So,
Stop
believe,
lying.
so,
Okay.
no,
so,
if
hold
we're
You
on.
would have been
pulling
better
up
Maybe
off
they
eating
did
sources,
eat
hold
anything.
on,
bread
But
hold
and
on,
not
yeah,
milk.
everybody.
them niggas
Everybody
be
can't
able
talk at
to,
the same
you know,
time.
man.
Let her go ahead, because she's pulling up sources. You're just saying
So,
stuff.
I was
yeah,
there.
yeah. So
I've been.
no, yeah, I hear you. It's my turn. It's my turn to talk. So the average life expectancy is between 64 to
Now he
65.
left.
They
We didn't
actually
kick him
have
out.
the
He left.
lowest.
Exactly.
Right,
He
you didn't kick
He
them
left.
want to
out.
leave.
We didn't
Now he
kick them
want to
out.
leave.
They actually have the lowest life expectancy out of most of the Caribbeans. Right there, it says
Mm-hmm.
Haiti's life expectancy is lower than the neighboring countries like Dominican Republic, Cuba, and Jamaica. So you can lie all you want. You act like we don't have members. You act like we don't have. I don't eat meat at all. A lot of my family members lived a very long life. A lot of our
Mm-hmm.
family members, I know some people that still got their grandmas alive at 103, 104, 105 years,
That's a fact.
105 years old. I know a lot of people like that. We can eat, we can have them same diets here, family. You're not, that's not, like, we got to stop playing. Because a lot of them don't even have the food to really eat right anyway. If they could eat and had the money to eat right or eat the way we eat, they would eat. We eat the way we eat because we have
And
the
why
luxury
you eating
to
the what?
eat.
Why you think
We
you get
not
to eat?
on we not on
Hold
Shut
on.
up, Ross,
survival
and take your
mode.
turn. You
We
know how
not
this
on
works.
survival mode where we gotta be scarce with things. We gotta save things for later, so we can go pick out a little bit. We can go get a, right now as we speak, I'm going to a soul food spot right here in PA. So this the luxury that we can do, fam. Don't get mad at us. We can now. Do we need a little balancing? Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, we need a little balance, that's all right. But that's something we could work on. But we're not gonna make it look like we gotta go over there where they make 87 cents an hour. I'm not going nowhere where they make it 87 cents an hour at $1,800 a year. Not me. I'm good. I like making over 30 something, 40 something an hour. You crazy? I like living good. I don't like living in survival mode. I'm gonna stay right over here, and then we got Chat GPT, whatever we need to eat healthy. We good. We
I,
good,
wa-
family.
I want to also add, if what he was saying was true, it again has nothing to do with the subject. We're not talking about folks' diets and all that stuff. The assumption, y'all never been to Haiti. How do you know that? Or
Right.
Africa. How do you know that? How do you know we've never been there before? Because I went there, um, and they got great food and diets, and they live a long life. I said, okay. I didn't even disagree. I said, y'all got it like that. And every time they do that, be all like, they got it like that. Oh yeah, they got it like that. Okay, why are they not there? Well, you see, you got to understand with the earthquake, and then the way the government's been taking their resources, and the way the sun's been eating up all the crops, so they ain't been really growing crops. There's all these excuses. Now, if you sit there and let them talk, they'll flex and make it seem like wherever they're from is this Wakanda. If you say,
Mm-hmm.
okay, why aren't you there? Oh, well, you got to understand the government's messing up everything. And then there was the trade port that was blocked because of the tornado that came and knocked a certain tree down. It's all of these excuses. They sitting up there. One Haitian was arguing why he shouldn't go back to Haiti early on this very live. And then he want to come up and talk about Haiti got the fountain of youth, apparently. that none of the Haiti none of the Haitians want to be around, but they got the fountain of youth over there apparently. Okay.
He would have been better off using Haitians. Some of the views why he wouldn't Haiti. That's crazy as hell. That don't
They,
even
they
make
got the
No,
sense.
Wakanda water.
you know what's weird is that he was talking about Haitians and Africans. We never been to those places. But why isn't Africa having at least one country that will take the Haitians? Why is it that Haitians are scrambling and fighting Trump's administration to stay here, trying to make deals with other island nations? But I ain't hear about one African country say Haitians come home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They actually denied them from the AU because their net worth, their GDP, that flag that they love to raise is so impoverished, there's no benefit to take on the Haitians, and they're violent.
Come on now.
Which I ain't hearing from me, though.
And y'all catching strays, and y'all made this about Haiti, not us. We didn't even make this live about Haiti.
Right.
Y'all the ones who made this live about Haiti. Now we sitting up there. Now we got to talk about y'all. Okay.
I'll be putting yourselves as a
And
target.
Afro, this is what I always say. They jump in front of a punch and then cry about getting hit. That's what they do. I'm saying it again. They jump in front of a punch and then cry about getting, because it's not about Haitians. It's about the black officer, the black ICE officer right there at the top of me being shamed, and they jump in here in front of a punch, and now they're going to sit there and say, y'all Zeno and this, that, and the third. Come on, man.
Mm-hmm. Big Ross, you disagreed or wanted to say something?
Yeah, man. First of all, everybody on here on this panel, not only y'all disrespecting Haitians, but y'all disrespecting your own ancestors.
Okay. Are you Haitian? Are you
Your
Haitian?
own ancestors.
Are you Haitian?
Own
Tell us what you are.
It don't matter what I am, bro.
No, don't be ashamed. Don't bring up my ancestors if you don't want to say what your ancestors are.
Right.
Guys, come
My
on now.
mom is Haitian. My mom is Haitian.
Oh, okay. So you're
All right.
Haitian. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So, like I was saying, your own ancestors saw Haiti as a light of liberation, right? Your own ancestors named several cities after Haiti. Your
Like
own
what?
ancestors
Okay.
tried to come to Haiti on multiple occasions when y'all needed it. So put some respect on Haiti's name, all right? Because the reason why y'all living the way y'all living today,
Oh, hold on. Let him go.
y'all living the way y'all living today is because y'all still living with your daddy. All right, the white daddy's taking care of
You're
y'all.
right here
He
with
built
him.
this
He has
shit. He
adopted
built this
son.
nation for y'all. Y'all thriving because of him. Y'all proximity to whiteness. Okay, Haiti's a black republic.
That's what they
You
all
guys
believe.
fought for integration. It's difference. All right, it's a difference. All right, respect me. All right, respect Haiti.
Okay.
I
Let me. Okay.
Respect
Hold
a
on, y'all.
Haitian
Hold on,
dog.
y'all.
A Haitian dog. I don't respect
Hold
a
on,
dog
y'all.
or a man.
Hold on,
a
everybody.
Haitian,
Let Ross. You can't go
a
ahead.
Haitian, a
Have some
Haitian,
American decorum, Ross.
a
Have some of
Haitian
this
founded
American.
Chicago.
Have some of this American decorum. All right, man. Haitians getting out of body. I don't know where y'all
They
coming
pissed
from, just
off.
left and right.
Oh,
The
man.
Haitians is getting out of body today. What's going on? Okay, come on.
I think it's that
What's
temporary
going
protected
on?
status. They scared about that.
You said we disrespecting our ancestors because of what
Yes,
Haitians.
read the
Okay,
literature that your
so okay, in the last 50 years, let's go the
read my
last 60. Hold on, let's go from the last 60 years. You're gonna stop doing that.
I'm
You're gonna
not
stop. You're gonna stop doing that. Don't do that. Okay. In
why
the
you
last 60 years, what has Haitians specifically done for foundational Black Americans? What have they done?
why are we limited to 60 years?
I'm asking because
Why
I
did you
can
put that number to 60
Answer the
years?
question. Answer the question.
60
No,
years
I'm
is long
asking you,
enough.
why are you limiting it to 60
Because
years?
Why
we
why
can.
I'm
He's
doing
the
that? Hold
host.
on, let me
Answer the
answer
question.
why I'm doing that is because I can give you a lot of things that we have done
Right,
for
because it's
everybody
your
else in
turn.
60
It's your
years.
turn now.
So
But
what
there
have
was a time when
Okay,
Haitians
it's our
Our
turn.
time's
Okay,
up. You gotta
let's go
go.
back. Hold on.
You and your
If
man.
60 years is too short, 60 whole years is too short. Let's
listen,
go back 100 years. Let's go
listen.
back 100 years.
Haiti is being attacked for the.
No,
We've
let's go
always
back
been
100.
attacked
Hold
on
on,
our land.
y'all.
Why
Hold
you
on.
keep muting me, bro? Why you
Because I
muting
want
me?
you to
Pride.
answer the question. I want you to answer the question. In the last 100 years, what has Haitians or Haiti done for foundational Black Americans? In the last 100, 60 was too short. 100.
All right. Read about how there were jazz musicians that were actually of Haitian descent in Louisiana that was building up jazz. All right.
Name
Read
them.
about how the
Like who?
Haitians. What?
Who?
Name them.
Who?
Biggs Fats,
Who?
Haitian descent.
Who?
Jelly
Who?
Roll Thornton, Haitian descent. There's like
Say the
so many
name again.
others,
Say the
so many
name.
others, so many
No,
other
no.
names.
Say the
And
name
this is
again so I can look it up. Say the name again, sir, so I can look it up myself. Go ahead.
man, look it up yourself, man.
I
You
just
got
said, what's the name, idiot? What is the name?
type in Haitians in Louisiana with Haitian descent that help
No.
form
Give the
So you
jazz.
don't even
names.
know
The
the name.
names.
You don't know
Give
the
the
name.
names.
I want the
Just give
name.
the names.
Sergeant Kettle?
Look
It
up
said
Big
Hold
list
on, y'all.
Fats.
here.
If y'all not
It
Just
said
moderating and
listen.
y'all not
comprehension
Afro,
level.
please don't get off the mic
Start
right
out
now,
with Big
please.
Fats.
Did they
You
bring
said
Dutch
big
cookies with them?
facts. You said big facts.
Biggs Fats.
Big's fats.
Facts, domino.
And you
Okay.
could it's many more. It's many more. You could just look them up.
Okay.
All right.
So your
At the end of
argument
the day,
thus
at the
far, I
end of
just
the
want to
day,
keep track. Hold on, sir. I just want to keep track. So your argument within the last 100 years,
I'm
what
not saying I
Haitians
know,
have
no, I'm
done.
not
No, I want to just keep track. I
I'm
want
just
to
giving
just keep track. Hold on. Let's just keep track. Within
I'm
he's brought
giving
up
you
one point.
examples.
He's brought up one point within the last 100 years. You've had Haitians who've immigrated into America, and what he claims is they become jazz artists,
No.
and that's their
I
contribution.
gave you
That
a
is them
I'm
assisting
done.
us.
I gave you an
Go ahead.
example.
Okay, go ahead. Give us
All
another one,
right.
please.
Now listen,
Mm-hmm.
you gotta read about your literature. If that you talking about Haiti shows me you don't even know shit about your
No,
own
I
literature.
Name
keep
more,
keep
sir.
going,
You don't
keep
have to.
going, keep going. I'm not
Keep
Listen,
stopping
going.
you. Keep going, keep going. I'm not stopping
Name
you. Keep
more.
going.
look it up.
Don't do
Look,
that. No,
Zach,
you
you don't
said
Look it
that
know.
there
up.
were things you can bring up, so bring it up.
Bring up info.
W.E.B. Du Bois.
W.E.B. Du Bois.
Yeah, look him up.
He was Haitian before.
W.E.B. Du Bois was not Haitian.
He was of Haitian descent.
No, he wasn't.
No,
Stop
he
lying.
wasn't.
Yes, he was of Haitian descent.
Stop lying, 1804. Why
He
you
was
come
he
up
was
with
okay. He
Look it
was
up.
of
I ain't
Haitian
gonna
descent
lie.
on
I
what
ain't gonna
side?
lie. He might be
Okay,
half
Look it
Asian. I think
up.
he was half.
he was in
Hold
Haitian.
on.
I ain't
I
gonna lie. I
got it.
think he was
I
half.
got it. Hold on. His father
My
was
bad.
of Haitian descent. W.E.B. Du Bois' father was of Haitian descent.
Yeah, that's what he was
And
half.
I'm
I ain't
A
gonna
looking
lie.
for a
Haitian
fact.
found in Chicago.
Hold
Haitians
on,
fought.
sir. One
Haitians
point
literally
at a
fought in
time.
this.
So
Slow
hold
down.
on.
Slow down. Slow down.
Hold on. So
We fought in
W.E.B.
this
Du
country
Bois,
multiple.
the pacifier back in your
W.E.B. Du
Raised
Bois, and his mother was like, I want to say she was like a biracial Dutch black person, because I had looked into it before. But I'll pull that up too. I got my laptop out. But yeah,
Yeah.
it said that his father was of Haitian descent. W.E.B. Du
Yeah.
Bois,
So we talking about the W.E.B. Du Bois
the sellout.
that was working with Margaret Sanger, the one that was making the eugenics with the Planned Parenthood. That the 80% of Planned Parenthood today is in Black American communities. That W.E.B. Du Bois that Margaret Sanger used as a tool to push the Black Americans to go and follow her lead. That one that created the NAACP that is kind of undermining us right now and working with the white supremacy right now. Are you talking about that the one that sold out? Is that the one you talking about? Because that's not a good person and a good example, to be honest with you. Because he worked with
Speak,
Margaret Sanger. I
Mr.
don't know.
Tiller.
Do you know who Margaret Sanger is? Margaret Sanger was a racist eugenics who wanted to get rid of the black. She worked with a few presidents at that time to try to get rid of us because we were having too much vote. They had fear that we were going to
Listen.
multiply.
Hold on.
She
Listen.
had
She
hold
wasn't
on.
an
She had
Afro-descendant
fear
Haitian. See how
that
that
we were
works?
going to multiply. I'm sorry, BF. Go ahead.
No, so this is the thing. W.E.B. Du Bois' father was not an African descendant Haitian. He was a mulatto Haitian, right?
So what?
French Haitian. No, yeah, it
So
counts.
what?
It counts, sir. It counts in history, sir.
How does it
Hold
matter?
on. I ain't finished. And his mother's name was Mary, and she was, and they got the term there, y'all, African American from a Massachusetts family with African, Dutch, and English roots. So she was Afro Dutch and English roots. So he was a mulatto.
Listen, cry about it, all right? Because
I'm not crying about nothing, sir.
We're
Did
not
you
crying
just
about it.
hear
He was a
what
sellout.
W.E.B. Du
raised
Bois was
Haitians.
doing?
You can't.
So they don't care because
Why am
Haitians
I
are
getting
sellouts
muted? But
today. Like he don't care because
Cause you
they're
need to
sellouts
shut the
today.
fuck up.
you
Because
scared
you
of the
know what it
truth,
is.
bro.
I'm gonna tell you what it is. I'm
You
gonna be real
scared of the
with you,
truth.
family.
That's
What it is they didn't care about none of this stuff till Trump said we on your heels. And when Trump said we on your hill, now all of a sudden, nigga, it's Americas. We part of the America. It's the Haiti Empire. We all hate. Now some girls say we all Haitians. We all
Listen,
Haitians. Then they saying this
listen,
white.
bro.
Then they saying this mulatto man
Shut
down
up.
in Chicago when he was just a tool of white supremacy. Then all of a sudden they try to say that the people that's in some of these towns that says IET or Haiti on it,
Yeah, because we
the
fought.
Haitians built that when it wasn't. It's just our people because we
We
like to show
fought.
love and like we always do. So what we do when we show love is that they put Haiti in some of them towns. That's a fact because we show
And
love. That don't
multiple.
mean
His
that
Haitian
y'all
Why?
father
built
ditched
it or
the
y'all was
family,
there. We
sir.
just show
Why?
love.
No, the
That's the
And the
problem.
Haitian
So
question
father
is,
did not stick around, sir.
you think they
So
named?
talk about your deadbeat rate, right?
Why did they name?
Because the
so, so
islands do that. Like they'll leave the
Why did
island,
they name
leave
it?
full island kids over there to come over here, make other families, all type of shit y'all be doing.
No, this is
So the
before.
Haitian father actually ditched
No,
the mama. So good point, sir. Very valid point. He was
no,
Haitian.
no.
Okay.
Listen,
Next point.
And I
Next
thought he
point.
was talking about
yo,
somebody else. I
host,
don't know
yo,
why I was confused. I thought he was talking about somebody else. But the point that you're bringing up about what has Haitians done
scared, bro.
specifically,
Tell
okay,
him, man.
you could only bring that point up if he either immigrated from Haiti, which he didn't. He didn't immigrate from Haiti, okay, or if both his parents were Haitian and he was a representative of Haiti helping, which neither of those two things were the case.
Who you talking about now?
I'm talking about who you just mentioned, okay?
The founder of
W.E.B.
Chicago?
Du Bois. No.
no, he's
When
not
you're
from
Oh,
talking about,
oh,
Chicago.
oh,
okay,
okay.
let me show you something
He don't even know
else.
what he's talking. He don't even know where he
Are
at
you
right
from
now.
Chicago? Are you from Chicago?
Nah, but I literally just came from there yesterday.
Well, I am. So you brought up John
Wait, so
DeSable, right?
I'm sure you saw that statue, right?
Yeah, I've been there multiple
Okay, all
times.
right. You read it? Did you read the
Oh,
caption?
I did. Yes, I have.
Okay, all right.
You
Okay.
proud of him? You proud
So
of him?
check this out. Hold
Of
on. Check
course.
this
Why
out.
wouldn't
My
I?
bad.
Check this out. Hold on.
My
Check
bad.
this out. Check this out. Check this out. Check this out. He's from Haiti, correct?
Yes,
Okay. You know that for a fact, correct?
he's hate. Yes, he's Haitian. He's half Haitian.
Okay. He's half Haitian. Now, the person who identified him as being Haitian was a YT female who later on confessed after he passed away that she never even met him. And and I showed this on my YouTube live stream before.
Listen, bro, that's live, bro.
She confessed after
Oh
she
my
met
god.
him. It was a YT female who wrote about him after the whole quote unquote discovery of Chicago and said that it was founded by a Haitian man. She wrote about it. And then after he passed away, okay, which he didn't stay in Chicago, he actually moved down south. After he passed away, she was interviewed and she said that she never actually met him. And there is actually no solid evidence of where he was born. There's no
Yes,
concrete
yes, there
evidence.
is.
Hold on.
Yes, there is. They
There's no
trace his family.
concrete evidence.
Man, shut up.
They trace his family to Haiti.
Mute your mic, nigga. Damn.
They traced his family to Haiti.
Yep.
No, they
Too
didn't.
much time on this damn tether. We
And
could
if
have been talking.
Listen, man, it hurts y'all, bro. It hurts that
Yeah,
hate.
EJ.
no, okay, hold on. Okay, let's
Listen,
even
man,
if we say, hold
haters
on,
are
hold on,
ingrained in this.
Mic,
hold
man.
on.
Whether you
Even
invite,
if we say they did, even
we
if
fought.
dude, shut
We
up, dude, stop.
Y'all don't have
Okay,
no decorum, fam.
because let's say,
We don't mind you
here's the
talking, but
thing.
damn.
Here's the thing. Let's say he was this great man, for the sake of the argument, who did discover Chicago. What does that have to do with today?
Listen, man. It's what I'm showing you is that Haitians have the right to be here, whether or not you inviting us here or not. We're not waiting for.
So no, the fuck they don't.
We're not waiting
Hold
for
on.
black.
No, they don't. And I ain't
No,
gonna let you spin that narrative. Shut
Haitians
up.
was
You don't have a
Haitians
right to
was.
be in the United States of
No,
America. You're an immigrant today. Your mama's an
y'all
immigrant, and her mammy
Haitians fought.
deported. You don't have no right, sir, to be here.
Haitians fought
You're
in this.
actually gonna be deported. I'm reporting you to ICE for that doggy that you ate.
Get your punk ass out the
You
panel.
see what
Man,
I mean,
hey,
family?
Right,
hey,
And
Afro.
Afro.
That's
Them
the
people that coming in
entitlement
here,
of the
and
Haitians is ridiculous right now.
They
They
came in
can't
and
do
derailed the
shit
whole
for their
convo.
own people, let alone us. They have women over there chanting for the men to come back home, and they over here talking about they got a right to be. No, it was a privilege that y'all abused, right? Y'all abused it. Now you gotta go. The TPS is just that, temporary protected status. Temporary.
And it was a
Temporary
long
ain't
ass
30
temporary
years,
too.
sir.
Fuck.
Go ahead, Z.
Temporary
I'm
status.
sorry.
I'm saying that temporary status was for a lot. It was, I would say, it was a little bit longer than temporary. They had 16 years with that temporary status. Nigga, it's been time for y'all to go. Been time for y'all to get back home and start rebuilding. Should only been a few years. Y'all got 15, 16 years, and now you acting like you still have the right to come over here. You didn't have the right before. You have the privilege. You were allowed to come over here. You never had a right to just come over here and walk up in somebody's shit and say, oh, this is my land. This is my land now. Please, these people are entitled and delusional. Cigarettes. They just came in here and derailed the whole conversation. We talking about fucking ICE. Black people at ICE. This is a group.
Gotta tell you.
I don't get it. You know what? Again, it's ever since Trump said he's going after the immigrants. There's this heavy push to try to rechange history, rewrite history, try to find a way to clean themselves onto our history, to feel like they want to have a stamp. That's what this is all about. That's what he's fighting. We're not talking about Haiti, fam. I want to make something real clear to everybody. We're not this page is not about Haiti or none of that. They keep coming up trying to rechange and revise the history on what really happened, and because Trump is on their heels. No, we're not doing that, family. Y'all gotta fight your own back. I don't know what's wrong with home. If Haiti is so good, what's wrong with home? Why y'all fighting tooth and nail, right? You fighting tooth and nail us to stay here. Y'all fighting to not go home. And like I said, you guys should be ashamed. That Saline will be ashamed of you guys. He is turning in your grave watching y'all fighting to stay over here under white supremacy that we fighting against. That don't make sense. Y'all new Haitians are not the Haitians of 1804. Don't bring up 1804. I don't want to hear it no more because y'all not them. Y'all in every country, family. 1804 Haitians stay at their country. Our land.
They in every country unwanted. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Afro, to the next
Yeah, and
person.
I was just checking it out. No, there's his birth is vague. John DuSable's birth is vague. The assumption was that his name is French. John Baptiste DuSable is a French name, so the assumption is that he's of Haitian descent. That was the assumption. Okay, he was a mulatto of Haitian descent. That was the assumption that was made at the time because his name was French, which does not necessarily or automatically make him French. Okay, I mean,
Say this. I gotta say this. He said FFBA, you know the cuss word. And I said you can't, and that's why you really mad. That's why he really mad. He can't F with us on his best day. And that's why he's mad. The reason why he can't mess with us on his best day is because we aren't deportable or denaturalizable. But he is. Him and his mammy. Cut it out. Cut it out.
and what's interesting is that after he left Chicago, and notice he didn't bring that up, when he left Chicago, he moved down south. Okay, because he already had family down south. Now that was interesting. Now, could there be Haitians down south? Possibly. Or he could have originated from Louisiana, which was owned by the French. It was a French colony. And you still had some actual black Americans with French names. Okay, due to their own enslavement. So with that argument, it's more likely, honestly, that he was actually from here, to be honest. But once again, this ain't about Haiti. Y'all have came up here and victimized yourselves. Nobody made this about Haiti but y'all.
Can I say something before one of these other tellers come up here and say something?
I think somebody ain't speak yet, though. Did B1 been to speak yet?
No, he hasn't
Okay.
spoken yet.
He been up here for a minute. Everybody.
How you
Is
doing?
want me to go now?
Yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Hey, peace to the channel. Peace to the chat. Afro man, you know we rocking with you. These people, these tethers is coming up here to derail the conversation and stall out the energy. Anytime we having a space and we just talking about the stuff we talking about, here they come. And they interject themselves and they victimize themselves and center themselves in our conversation. We talking about ICE and black ICE agents, which I'm not gonna join law enforcement, but I'm not knocking them for doing it. And they getting a good paycheck for doing it. And these people that's immigrants that's coming up here talking that noise, that's the perfect example of why we support them. Why we support the ICE agents. We don't need these people in our mix. And we're not saying we want anybody to be harmed or anything like that. We just stand ourselves, we delineating. We saying we gonna mind our own business. Y'all go do you. And here they come centering themselves. And then they want to tell us we want to be in close proximity to white. That's the dumbest shit I ever heard. That just because we defending the country that our ancestors' bones is in the soil, like Tariq said, we can go back to the 1800s and look at grave sites of our ancestors, 1700s of our ancestors. That's why we saying what we saying. It ain't got shit to do with no white people. But that's their projection. That they can only clean the little bullshit ass talking points and straw man arguments because we are stand to ourselves. We just stand on FBA business. And so we saying we not dealing with no type of immigrants, they got a problem with that. And then they want to center themselves as far as saying, well, why y'all just attacking the black immigrants? Y'all the ones that can tether on to us. Y'all the ones that can use your melanin to come in and undermine us. And then if you let them talk enough, you see the disdain that they really have for us. We ain't never, my mama ain't never, I say it all the time, my mama didn't never teach me to hate no Haitian, to hate no African, or no Jamaican, no Caribbean. But these people are taught, or they got some kind of disdain for us. That's a natural Haiti, or however you want to say. I'm trying to be TikTok friendly, but they have a deep seated disdain for us as far as a foundation of Black Americans over here in this country. So we can bring up anytime. We can bring up. You can host a space about begonias, man. You can host a space about who fried chicken the best. And these people gonna come in and try to derail the conversation and stall out the energy, man. That's just what they do. So, you know, we don't I'm like BX. I seen her on another space where she said we need to just stop letting them people come up here and talk. I'm with EJ on that. We need to quit letting them once we find out they not from the lineage, they got about a minute, 30 seconds before they get the hell up out of here, man. And I'll land my plane on that.
The point that's being made, this is proving what we've been talking about. The whole thing, this is proving what we've been talking about. The fact that we're making this, and it was the first Haitian that came up here. The first Haitian came up here, and he was like, or Haitians should be the exception. Or he said Caribbeans and Africans should be the exception. And we stood against that. We were like, no. And the fact that they're seeing a panel where black ICE officers are not being bashed, if we were bashing them, they would agree with it. But the fact that they're not being bashed and we're not making an exception, that's what their issue is because they view us as their protectors here, which is why they're crashing out. We're supposed to be protecting them from ICE and protecting their immigration rights. We're the last stand for them because they can't do it. So when they see us getting up here and holding the same ideas and issues with pretty much the rest of the nation and not giving them any type of exception or pass, that's their problem. Because they're looking like, hey, Haitians should get a pass. I get y'all mad at the Hispanics, but Haitians should get a pass. And we're saying, no, you don't. And then they're looking at pretty much their saviors leaving and abandoning them. And not even doing that, actually supporting their deportation. We're not even saying we're indifferent about it. We're actually saying that actually this is a good thing. And that's getting them in this emotional state. Because they know the last hope of their temporary protected status is us. The last hope of them staying over here or them coming over here in large numbers and all that stuff, they know this country don't want them over here. That's us. And they're seeing what they would view as heroes, leaving them alone. And they're panicking. All of this emotional, erratical crashing out, that's panic. They're panicking. They don't know what to do with themselves.
Can I say something about that too?
Hold on, let's get to T because I don't think T has spoken yet.
Yeah, thank you guys thank you, Afro, for letting me come into your panel. I'm going to stick to the subject, and then maybe after that I can say a few things about, what these people are going through. Absolutely. I think Black Americans should be able to stand and be ICE officers out of anybody because our ancestors are the ones that built this country. And we've been invaded with all of these different people who have entitlement that I don't know where it comes from. They act like how we should act. It makes sense for us to wave our flag here. because it's logical. It makes sense for us to talk about how proud we are here because we have hundreds and hundreds of years in ethnogenesis here that makes us 1000% Americans. We're not immigrants. We're not people who came here by choice. We're people who came here against our will, and we built the country. These people think that we were brought to what America is today like they did, something that was already made. So that's their first mistake. And like you said, they are entitled partly because we were too nice in the past to them, always standing up and trying to be the voice of reason, thinking that people would have that same sentiment. But as we see, they didn't have the same sentiment. They became jealous and boastful. And like that guy said, my mother and my father never taught me to have a bad thought about Africans or Caribbeans or anyone for that matter. But the reason that we have to delineate from them is because they can tailor onto us because of race, which is why they hate our ethnic delineation and the fact that we call ourselves FBA now, because they can't attach themselves to that. So they get on here trying to big themselves up because we have delineated from them and because the protection, like you said, is gone. We are not obligated to protect you. You come over here and show your disrespect. It would have been better for you to shut your mouth and do what we asked you to come over here to do, which is to be our advocates. You know, we wanted you to advocate and be with us and stand with us, but you came over here and wanted.
Well, what happened? You muted.
Yeah, so I'm just going to land my plane. That's not our problem. That's all I have to say. Thank you very much.
Yeah. It's not our issue. And y'all coming up here being disrespectful, saying we don't own anything, we don't run anything, our ancestors wouldn't be proud of what we doing, all of this is furthering our point and making us double and triple down on what we've been saying. All of that disrespect, all of that, y'all got this crime going, all of that stuff. This is just furthering our point. Okay? Because this is showing what we're living amongst. Let's get to legacy.
Hey, what's up, family? How's everybody doing?
Good, brother. Good. How you doing?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't hear. My bad. My phone was, I was talking to someone. My bad, man.
Oh, you cool. You cool.
Yeah, it's all good. So I know this is not about the Haitians, and I'll get to the topic, but a couple of the folks did say some things that I just want to address right quick. So to the first brother that's from Chicago that said he went to Haiti and that informed how he eats and he saw their lifespans and compared it to ours, I just want to let him know that anecdotal experience isn't evidence. And when Foundational brought up the evidence, that should have ended the argument altogether. You know, when someone brings up statistics that overrides your independent experience, which is representative of 0% of all experiences. Also, even though we may have shorter lifespans compared to certain other groups, it's definitely not compared to Haiti. Like ZZ pointed out, you know, 25% of deaths in Haiti are due to infectious disease. That is extremely high compared to, you know, the developed world, the developed countries. It's closer to like 10%. We cannot compare on violence, so that's not even a starter. And this isn't about them, but I have to say that we built a country so amazing that we have the ability to be impoverished and obese. Like while he's talking about how they eat or whatever, we can be poor and fat. So you know what I'm saying? We can wear designer in the projects. Just saying that. And the reason why Haitians and other ethnicities are in this country in any significant number is because foundational Black Americans are such a loving and benevolent people that we extended nothing but love and welcome into the entire world. And to the lady, the Haitian lady that said, we all the same color, just want to point out, there's technically 1.4 billion people that could be classified as Black. So color doesn't count for us. We've matured as an ethnicity. See, this is like an arrival. It's like coming out of young adolescence into full mature adulthood, where you recognize that the world is not just your ideals, and then you live in reality. And then you say, hey, everybody's not a friend. And even though I don't want to harm somebody, I should own a tool to do so if needed. This is us having body armor, right? So back to the topic. It is always a good thing for foundational Black Americans to maximize every opportunity, and this is an exceptional one. On top of Black Americans being a very benevolent people, we're also extremely patriotic. We always have been. It seems like an oxymoron to strangers. But we're an ethnicity full of multi-generational military service. I know I am on both sides, and I'm sure I'm not alone in that. And I went to our museum in DC, and I was highly surprised to realize we was only like 9% of the population during World War II, yet we was 20% of the armed forces. We always overperform. We say this country and the world. I'll end my plane.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
The brother made a good point. When because they like to say we all black. Why they never go to the continent and say we all black? You ever notice that? Because I can go through every country and go through every war. I mean WAR that's over there, and wonder why they not going over there and gaslight them with the we all black. They always come to us with the we all black. That's interesting to me. I'll land on that. I don't want to be too long winded.
And my thing is that why do they get to pick when that works and when that don't work? When it's Haitian Flag Day, we ain't all black. Okay, when it's Carnival, we ain't all black. When it's their own holidays and their own, activities and things like that, we ain't all black. So they get to pick and choose when we quote unquote are all black at their convenience. It's all at their
Facts.
convenience. Because I remember seeing videos, multiple videos of Caribbeans being all like, they don't want black Americans in Carnival. Okay. When it came to Michael B. Jordan, we wasn't all black then when he was doing that Gervais rum or Gervais, however it's pronounced. When it comes to, I saw a few videos last year of Haitian Flag Day of some Haitians being all like, they don't want specifically black Americans at Haitian Flag Day, at the Haitian Flag Day parades. So when they pick and choose, we're all black, and that's not what we're going for no more. And that's their issue. We just not going for that no more. We're not gonna be all black at y'all convenience. No, no. That's not gonna work no more. That is not gonna work anymore. Okay. Y'all tell Kai Cenat we all black. While he's sitting up there talking about how we don't got no culture. Y'all be sitting up there, we don't got no culture. Y'all had a Haitian woman, a month ago calling us dirty black Americans and all that stuff. And y'all was silent for the most part till we started pushing back. Y'all get to pick and choose. Come on, bro. We all brothers, man. And it's the only difference is where the ship dropped us off. Nah, man. No, it is 2026. That's over with. We are not doing that no more. That's over with. It's over with.
Why they don't want us at Carnival? Because when Black American, and I'm going to say this, when Black American men enter the room, Kodak Black doesn't have a chance. Kaiser Knott don't have a chance. Busta Rhymes don't have a chance. Whoever else, Burna Boy, when y'all come in, they didn't want y'all taking their woman, right? Yeah. So there was something else I want to say, but I'll wait until I remember because a lot has been said.
Yeah.
I got a
Let's.
spot for everything.
Yeah, go ahead, because you're the only person who hasn't spoken yet.
Okay. Grace and peace, family. Good to see you, Afro, BX, B1. Good to hear from you, Legacy. I am a foundational Black American, and I want to announce that and announce it proudly. It's just good to be among family. It's just good to be among family. Now, in 1979, when Iran released the Black hostages, Iran was very clear as to why they released the Black hostages and why it was important for them to release the Black hostages. I just want to establish here today how if Iran, a completely different country that is not a part of the Black diaspora, knows the differentiation between Blacks and Haitians, why do people here in America not know the differentiation? If Iran can speak up and say, hey, this is a specific, unique, identifiable group of individuals who has a unique, specific storyline, how come people in our own country cannot acknowledge us as a unique people, right? How is it that all the way over in the Middle East, in the midst of war, in the midst of famine, in the midst of atrocities, they are able to not only know us by face, know us by name, know us by story and genealogy, but then are able to call it out to our presidents and to our congressmen and women. And so I just want to establish, though others may not acknowledge our identity, we are known. I also believe that we are a chosen people in royal priesthood. And this is what really gets to the root of it. There's a lot of villagers, there's a lot of pioneers, there's a lot of farmers. And what happens when there is famine and war and fires out into the fields? They march right up to the kings and to the queens and they seek help. Regardless of what we've been through, people know by our bloodline that we are a royal priesthood and a royal lineage. Even the Middle East knows who we really are and what claims we have to international lands. And they secretly acknowledge it in many of their conferences and press conferences. And so I will never disparage any community. I have love for all peoples. And Legacy said it beautifully. We are such a benevolent and compassionate people. And that has really hurt us even from the beginning of Christopher Columbus. We should have sent him back, but we are such a benevolent and compassionate people. And so I'm going to go ahead and land this plane because it needs to be landed. But I want it to be known that our identity, our lineage, dating back to the beginning of time, is not only known by Haitians and Jamaicans and our other cousins throughout the diaspora, it is known in the Middle East, and it is specifically known in Israel and Iran during this international conflict. Our name is being spoken in back rooms. They know who we are, and they know that we have come into, and I think it was someone here on the panel earlier, where it is a time of awakening. And when people are awakening internationally, there is a lot of fear. Because if we truly take our rightful place, if we truly step up and take the power that is already ours, a lot of individuals then are not going to be in the seats that they sit.
All right, then. Appreciate you.
Say something about it.
Yep. Go ahead, EJ.
Yeah,
Thank you,
because
Neil.
these tellers been effing up the whole dorm space. We was talking about black ICE officers being shamed, and they just came in and tried to put themselves as the main topic. And this is the thing about these tellers when it comes to us having panels. They come in here so much and try to be the main topic that they don't know how to do anything on their own. They can't. You see how the other dude just came in here? He was so emotionally just out of order, and he was just so discombobulated by the babbling that he was doing that he don't understand that without foundational black Americans, he can't do nothing besides be on these panels crying like a little girl. See, that's why they need our energy so much, because they know that some of us within our community have a heart, and we care about some of these people, even though they have been backstabbing not only to their own people, but to the people who paved the way for them. Now, when it comes to black ICE officers being shamed, no, they shouldn't be shamed for doing their jobs. Like, when you doing something right, and I don't care what community you come from, you used to be honored and you used to be saluted. So when it comes to our people within our lineage, I say if you have the qualifications to be an ICE officer going to get that money, don't let these tellers come in here and tell you that ICE is bad. ICE is doing their job just like any immigration enforcement agency in the world. You have Interpol in these European countries, and you have different types of law enforcement that's in these different countries that will enforce the law if you break it. Now, when it comes to these tellers and these Africans, these Caribbeans, they go to these other third world countries and they do all sorts of crimes and all sorts of other things. And you know what these police officers are going to do? They will enforce the law and they will deport you. I just seen a video in Japan like a couple of weeks ago of one of these tellers getting wrapped up into a sushi roll by some Japanese police officers. Now, most likely he got his ass deported because he was breaking the law. If you come to somebody else's country and you break the law, there are consequences and repercussions to your actions. Once you cross that border, I don't care what country you come from. It don't matter if you come from Africa, the Caribbean, Europe, Asia, etc., etc. You will be deported, and it's just not black melanated immigrants being deported. All immigrants are being deported that comes to this country illegally, and you expect the United States government to keep giving y'all trinkets and keep giving y'all the tangibles that foundational black Americans deserve. So don't let these cockroaches shame you for becoming black ICE officers. Do your job, protect your country, and protect your people. I think that if more of us become ICE officers, these tellers will get somewhat more decent, but I already know that a lot of them 9 times out of 10 got that tether wishy-washy mentality. No matter how much Afro Elite can explain stuff to them, they just want to be negative and just want to go in the opposite direction. They don't know how to do anything right most of the time. They just want to go in the opposite direction and just fuck everything up. Pardon my French. I land my plane.
All right. Now, before we get to Halo, and then we'll wrap it up, before we get there, they want us to be ashamed. Now, I'm not ICE, and I don't think anybody on this panel is ICE, but they want us to be ashamed for our lineage joining ICE, okay? And I guess, assisting the federal government in deporting people who are illegally in the country. All right. Yet, when it comes to what they do to harm our community, there's no shame in that. There was no shame in Brian Donalds. Nobody called out Brian, or his own people, I would say, didn't call out Brian Donalds when he said that, hey, my mother's Jamaican and my father's Panamanian. And because of that, I vote no on reparations. There's no shame. Nobody criticizes, or their own people, I will say. Their own people don't criticize Wes Moore, the Jamaican tether, or Yvette Clarke. Nobody criticizes them. Nobody says, hey, our people shouldn't be doing that. So they don't hold their people to the standard of not sabotaging people. Okay? If their people are out there sabotaging, they don't say anything. Okay? Now, our people are not working in your people's best interest, because nobody's been able to come up here and articulate how them working for ICE goes against our best interest. All right? But they should be shamed because our people are not doing what's in another group's of people's best interest. Yet nobody ever shames anybody for going against us, for sabotaging us, for picking their own people over us. We have to understand that's just what they do. All right? That's just why they're here. They're just looking out for their families. And we have to understand that. But over here, we're the only people expected to make this sacrifice and choosing another group of people in their interest over our interest. That's what they expect us to do. We're just not doing that no more. It's just over. Halo, how you doing? How you doing?
Hello, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm glad you was able
You
to come
know,
back. I know you probably was busy, so.
yeah, I was just, um, my whole thing with it is I don't know what they don't understand and what they're not getting. We're not here for you. We're only for ourselves. I don't know how many times we got to keep telling you the same thing over and over again. I guess we got to tell you till we blue in the face to let you know that we support ICE. Okay, I support ICE. In fact, when I leave Afro's panel, I'm going to make me a panel letting you know that I support ICE. Okay? I don't know what you don't get. You're not my people. I don't like you when you going home. That's just what it is. I don't know why it's always surprising for you to understand that. Okay, we're not getting off the couch for you. The only time we getting off the couch is if we gotta go to work to go to be ICE. That's just what it is. That's the only time we getting off the couch. So please stop thinking you gonna try to shame me, baby. Black Americans is not getting folded up by ICE. So why should I feel some type of way about ICE? Why should I not F with ICE, like as if you did anything for my community, as if you were on my side to begin with. So I should just drop everything I am and just say F everything that you done in my community and how you harassed my people, how you fired my people and hired in your own people, and just stand by your side because you claim to be brown. You're not even brown. Okay, let's get that straight. So at the end of the day, I'm going to stand with ICE. And I can't wait for we to get more Black Americans on the force because we deserve these jobs. We should be out there getting our get back. To be honest with you, I would use it for my get back. Because it's time for y'all to get folded up. I ain't gonna say what I want to say, but at the end of the day, yeah, we don't have to have sympathy for you. What makes you think we're entitled to have loyalty for you when you had none for us? I'm not entitled to have loyalty for you. I'm not entitled to like you. I'm not entitled to put up with you, and I'm not entitled for you to sit back and break laws and I'm supposed to just stand by your side. No, we have laws over here. You either obey the law or you can go down. Because at the end of the day, you telling me I should comply. Now you should comply and get on that plane and go back home where you came from and build something over there. I don't have to stand by your side. Who are you to tell me I can't apply for a job? Who are you to stop me from getting my bread? Okay. Now, honestly, if I heard that it was bands for your head for me to even be a bounty hunter, I would have been on your behind from then, because I've been seeing some of y'all trying to sneak out to Home Depot, and I've been like, should this be my time? Is this my time to call ICE? Is this my moment? Is they really testing me right now? Like I won't call ICE right now? Like, is this my moment? So you know,
I
is
care
you
what you.
testing me?
She said, "Is
Is
this
you
my time?" She
testing
said,
me?
"Lord, give me a sign."
You know,
She look up and
let me
see a
know.
shooting star. She be like, "That's it."
over there doing the
Yeah,
brush me.
let me
Family.
know if I should get that band for that head. Let me know. Let me, you know. So I'll do it for free.
Halo.
She
Didn't
gonna
you
pick up
say
the
you was
phone. She
gonna
gonna be
be
like, "Hey y'all, it's Halo again."
no, but Halo was supposed to start her own bounty hunting thing. She said
Oh
she
yeah,
was
I
gonna throw
was the
bush
band for
meat
that
in
head
the back.
corporation. Yeah, band for that head corporation. I
Right.
was
And you were
supposed
supposed to
to.
get a bunch of bush meat, throw it in the back of the van,
Yeah,
but
that's
now
what
we
I was
gotta
supposed to
add the
do.
mud
Yeah,
cookies for the Haitians. So
yeah,
it's gonna be bush meat and mud cookies.
yeah. That's what I was supposed to do. I was supposed to go get me a white van, throw some bush meat, some taco, some cut up fruits or whatever y'all eat, some flies,
Y'all not
mosquito
right.
burgers, and throw it in the
Y'all
back of the
not right.
van and
Y'all
wait
not
for
right.
y'all to come and get the food. And once you came in, I was supposed to slam the door shut, put chains around it, and drive you right to the ice and get banned for that head. Yes,
So
banned for that head
all you gotta do
corporation.
is sit out a dozen dirt cookies, and they gonna come like roaches.
Okay, let me stop y'all.
Don't forget the white girls too.
Oh yeah,
Don't forget
we gonna get them. We gonna get some
days.
hairspray. Throw some hairspray in the back.
Don't forget the skin bleaching cream too.
Yeah, throw that one back there too. You know,
Shut up.
it's just like
Y'all
No, because
no,
we ain't
y'all
giving
is
them
y'all is
enough. We
no
gave them
good.
enough resources. We gave them.
like
They
don't
don't
be
need no
testing
more
me
than.
though. Don't be standing out of Home Depot and I'm right there. Don't do that. That's like testing me. You testing me right now, for real. And I'm gonna land my plane.
All right then. All right, I think we can wrap things up here. We'll wrap things up
Lord,
here.
Please, before
Yeah,
some more hate,
we
throw
was
some at
cutting
you.
up. And here's the thing, and what's crazy about this is that this was like I keep saying this was not about Haiti, but they came and all they did was prove our point and make our point. They were trying to do exactly the shaming tactics that we were talking about. They tried to do that to us. The exact shaming tactics that are going on with black ICE officers, they tried to do to us. And you can see how disingenuous and dishonest and disrespectful they are. All right. And y'all wonder why folks is not out there putting on the capes for y'all no more? Y'all wonder that? Y'all wonder why y'all going to these protests and nobody's talking about it because we're not there? Y'all wonder? Do y'all see y'all behavior? And my biggest issue, especially when it comes to Haiti, now I'm gonna just say this about Haiti since we're talking about it. You've had a whole bunch of grown men, come up here and advocate for staying in somebody else's country. I feel like that's the worst part. I could almost understand if it was the women doing it, but it's not even the women doing it. It's the men. These are grown men who quote unquote have a whole bunch of pride in their country and get all offended and everything in their country, yet they don't want to go back there. It's the men. It's the men who are too scared. You don't even have the women getting that emotional. It's the men crashing out about going back to Haiti. That's the worst part.
Can I ask a quick question? I don't
yeah, a
know
lot of them.
if just ask a quick question. Um, and this is a genuine question. I don't want to be too off topic, but so I used to live in Chicago. I don't live in Chicago anymore. And I understand where we're going with this particular topic, but I'm legitimately curious. Um, and what I'm about to say has nothing to do with black ICE officers, okay? What I'm about to say has nothing to do with black ICE officers, but it does have to do with ICE in general. You know, again, allegedly, right? But I saw a lot of clips going around of ICE, specifically in Chicago, you know, and I have a heart for children. So when I saw this, I was really taken back of how ICE was treating, again, allegedly FBA children in Chicago. I know you're there on the ground, Afro, and others.
Mm-hmm.
What can you give authentic reports on that?
If you're talking about the situation with the building invasion, the apartment invasion in South Shore, a lot of that is fabricated. Okay, a lot of people were bringing up different doctored pictures and things like that, talking about kids were in zip ties and things like that, and that wasn't happening. Okay, so a lot of that was lies and exaggerations. Now, if you're talking about protest, there are cases where protests have gotten wild, and there were, people who are a little, I guess, roughed up. You can make the argument. But if you're talking about the situation of, and I got a soft spot for the children too. I don't think the children should be abused either. So I understand where you're coming from. Not even to advocate for them, but to say, hey, let's not beat the kids up. But that's not really what happened. To be very honest with you, the situation in South Shore went out without a hitch. There was no violent incident. Nobody was harmed. People were quote unquote detained, and they were put in a car or a truck for a few hours while their identity was sorted out. But then they would let go.
Can I say something?
So
Real quick?
that's what happened. Nobody, it's not, they're not targeting Foundation Black American children.
Right. And we got to also look
it's
at
good to hear that from boots on the ground, right? It's good to hear that, because I saw a couple of videos and it seemed like a child's face was being smashed on the concrete and the mother was yelling, he's a Black American. And I was like, and that could have been a one-off situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then of course they compounded that with the building in South Shore and other things. And so to hear that, it didn't really go down that way, it's good to know.
Yeah.
and I want us to notice that specifically. Why would she say he's a Black American? I want us to think about that too.
Yeah.
Why would they specifically say that? No, who says that? They usually say, well, that's a Black person, or that's my kid. Why would they specifically say he's a Black American unless it's psychological warfare to make it seem like it's Black Americans is being done to Black Americans also?
Can I say
They actually
something?
did that. They actually did that with a kid. There's a police officer, and he was playing with his kid, right? And he acted like he was arresting him. And then they said ICE is arresting kids. Come to find out, is a police officer playing with his kid, acting like he chasing them and acting like he arresting them. That was the full video. So they framed it as if ICE is arresting kids. That's what they do. They manipulative.
Can I say something? But before you end the live. So when it comes to the immigrant children, when it comes to ICE, do I feel sorry for them? I mean, it would. Okay, I think ICE is treating them better than how their parents treated them when they got over here, because how they got over here, going across alligator water, swimming on the back of a well, got little Santo rolled across barbed wire fence like a can of corn. I mean, on the back of his mother's. I mean, I don't even know if the mama was on the child's back or the child's on her back. How selfish they is to even have their kids come over here, going through a whole severe desert to get here. I mean, I feel like ICE treated them a lot better, gave them a best trip back home than how they got here. So honestly, I don't feel sorry. I mean, do the mama feel sorry for taking her child through that? Do the dad care? I mean, that trip on that well was more dangerous than the trip in the van back home or the flight back home. So, I mean, you had to jump over, your mama slam dunked you over a wall to get here. Like, literally slam dunked you over the wall. So, I mean, little Jose arm all out of this place. But she was holding on to that child because she knew when she got here with that child, she was going to get some benefits. So, honestly, I mean, little Jose will be all right. He'll be all right. It ain't nothing. He ain't never already been. Well, we ain't gonna take you through there, Jose. You're gonna get a nice trip back at home. Probably get you a little fruits in your fruit cup, a little taco on the side. You'll be all right. You all be all right. That little hot sauce drink y'all drink, hot sauce candy. That's your favorite. So, yeah.
Halo funny as hell, but she got a point. We got to understand, and I'm gonna say this last point. My bad, Afro. This is my last point. We got to understand that as Americans, right? If we do something wrong, we got something that takes our kids also. It's called CPS, right? And CPS takes our kids, and we Americans, and we have that situation like that happen, right? I know if I rob the bank with my son is going to get taken away, right? Because there's consequences to what I'm doing. So if I don't want my son to get snatched up, I'm not going to rob a bank in front of my son, right? Isn't that how that works? Isn't that common sense? So my
Mhm.
thing is, why, like, they act like let's say CPS, right? I robbed the bank. It's not like they gonna say, well, he is eating dinner with his son right now and his family. Let's wait till he stop eating dinner with his family. Then we're gonna take his children, and then we're gonna take him in for robbing the bank. That's not how that works. So when you cross the border with your children, you made the conscious decision, knowing the consequences, that you're breaking the law and you're going against the rules and regulations of the country, which means you put your children's life in danger. That means you didn't care yourself about your children, or how your children, or how they're going to be. You put yourself there. So why should we as Americans care if you didn't care? And why should you feel like you have more rights than an American that get their children taken away if they break the law? Why do you should feel that your child shouldn't be taken away, or anything, if we Americans and that happen, and you're a non-American illegal alien,
Mm.
and you think you have more rights than me, where your children good and my children ain't? Nah, we ain't doing that.
Mm.
We are not doing that.
Yep. I'm gonna make one point. Then I want to get to Nappy, proud American. I want to hear what you have to say. Then we're gonna close out. Right in Chicago, there's an alderman, a Hispanic alderman. His last name is Lopez. I forget his first name, but after Trump won the election, he tried to draft some legislation to say, okay, well, we know ICE is coming. We know that's what's going to happen. So what we should do is all of the recent immigrants that we've had in the city, we should push them out and we should turn them over to ICE, because once we do that, ICE won't have a reason to come into Chicago, or at least at less of a reason, they would be less likely to come into Chicago if we turn them away, all of the recent ones, because if they come in, they're going to just start grabbing everybody. Brandon Johnson and pretty much all of the Chicago council voted no on that. They didn't vote on that. They said, well, they get to come in here, they're going to stay in here, and they're going to be protected. Fine. Then Trump got in office, he was sworn in, and then he sent ICE into Chicago. The reason why ICE is in Chicago is because the Chicago government, Brandon Johnson, J.B. Pritzker, everybody in the Chicago government, refused to turn anybody over. They said the police can't work with him. No law enforcement of Chicago can work with him. And we refuse to turn anybody over or cooperate in any way at all, period. And because they refuse to cooperate, now ICE has to go the very extreme route of going into the city and clearing it out themselves. And because they're going into the city and clearing it out themselves, they're grabbing people who've been here not just a couple years. Some people have been here 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. They're grabbing everybody. They're not discriminating now. Anybody who don't get their paperwork. So now there's a whole bunch of collateral arrest because they didn't want to turn anybody over. So when you talk about, well, what's going on with the kids? What's going on with that? They could have deported themselves. It's actually a fault on the parents, because by not deporting yourself, you're a target. You're not supposed to be here. You're trying to duck and hide and avoid federal law enforcement. Okay. And now when federal law enforcement targets you and hounds on you, now you're sitting up there being like, well, what about my baby? Well, clearly you thought about your safety or you being in the country more than you thought about your baby, because you could have left peacefully, but you decided not to. Nappy, proud American, you get to go ahead and then we're going to wrap it up there.
Black ICE officers shamed. I'm actually proud of them. I don't know. I've seen a couple of TikToks, with black people talking about they shouldn't even be the face of ICE, but I'm proud of them, because we can't go to any other country and just illegally go there with no documentation, and actually it's worse. So I feel like, honestly, I hope more of us actually go apply for ICE and be the brand of it, because it's time for them to go. I just don't get the point of it anymore. They don't respect us on our land. They're very disrespectful. They created barriers for us. So I'm proud of ICE agents, and I'm proud that they're up at the forefront. They look good, healthy, just like American. So
All right,
proud of
then.
them.
All right,
That was
yep.
my intake.
Let them do their job. Let them make their money. Okay, and then bring it back to our businesses. Do that. Make
Facts,
that money and
facts.
bring it all back. Bring all that money back. That's
Can
the
I just
only
get my
request I have is to bring that money right back here.
Yes. And also, like I said, with not having documentation, you worried about their kids. What about our kids? What about our children? When these criminals come over here and they do what they do and they have no documentation, they run back. Like, people don't pay attention to that, maybe because we're black and nobody cares. They never hear us. They say we're aggressive and this and that, so it's just time for y'all to go. That's it. How you gonna raise your flag in our country? I this stuff has been like a twilight zone to me. It doesn't make sense to me.
No. All right, yeah. EJ, you was about to say something, then we'll give final words. I'll close it out.
I just want to get my final thought before one of these tellers keep going joel off at me in the comment section. But the moral of the story is, I think more black people, foundational black Americans, should become ICE officers, because you got a lot of these tellers getting into the prison system, becoming officers within that realm, and they doing all types of BS in the system when our brothers and sisters get incarcerated. I've seen cases of these tethers doing all sorts of crap to our black American brothers and sisters, assaulting them, etc., etc. So when it comes to these deportations, and we're not just talking about just melanated immigrants being here illegally. I want all immigrations. I want all illegal aliens from wherever in the world. They need to go back home and fight for their country. Y'all have eternal conflicts amongst people within your homeland and other people around the world. So wouldn't it be best for Haitians to go back with their 1804 pride and go help Haiti? I think barbecue needs more help over there than y'all can give foundational black Americans help in America, because the moral of the story is these people, 9 times out of 10, they look for us to be the sword and shield and the defense for them, and we're just tired of it, man. So I think by us getting into law enforcement and definitely becoming more ICE officers will give it will give us more momentum to show that a kid who want to get in law enforcement, if you have the image of a positive brother or a positive sister that's getting into law enforcement and becoming an ICE agent and protecting the borders, unlike these other administrations, I ain't gonna say no names, Biden. When you have examples like that within our community and you doing it the right way, that just goes to show you that we can do anything that we want to. And a lot of these tethers, they can't do it like we can. But with that being said, I'm gonna land my plane because it seemed like Afro finna fall asleep over there.
No, I was supposed to be at the gym at this time. I didn't think this was gonna go on this long.
Also, I do want to
To get
thank
that
you
workout.
for these type of lives too, because it's bringing attention to what the attention need to be instead of all of these distractions around us. So I do
Mhm.
appreciate you for creating these type of lives.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you joining. Thank you. Y'all make sure if y'all want to listen to the playback of this, go to For the Culture on YouTube. Okay, go to For the Culture on YouTube. We just had our previous conversation where we were talking about TSA. We had that premiere just now on YouTube. Y'all go listen to that. That was some really good game spit on that. And then this one was a lot of stuff. So if you guys caught it late, if you guys want to listen to the playback or weren't able to finish the whole thing, go to For the Cultures, hit that subscribe button, and then y'all get to listen to all of the great stuff. I mean, that channel was loaded full of good stuff. So For the Culture on YouTube.
Right. You mind if
All
I
right.
give a final word, Afro?
Good night.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to make my final word an appeal to FBA men and women that the most important job of any sovereign nation is the military and by extension law enforcement. And the reason for that is because of border protection. If you can't enforce borders, you don't have a sovereign nation state. So I know I understand our benevolent nature as Black Americans. Many of us were raised as highly religious or Afrocentric. We're very hardworking and extremely creative. We're also high in empathy due to our history in our homeland. But as you know, when we grow up, we realize we got to make real world decisions. And we're all faced with the fundamental economic problem of scarcity, limited resources, unlimited needs and wants. So people will constantly need to come here, but the bills got to get paid and our home has to be protected. So for responsible, God-fearing, law-abiding, foundational citizens, we are called to our duty to protect our homeland. especially if you're employmentally challenged, you are required to become an ICE agent at this point, because your homeland needs you. And that's being a good man and a good woman. That's all I want to say. Be one, be blessed.
All right, appreciate that. Y'all make sure y'all go to this. This is the official For the Culture. Where is it? I thought. Okay, there it is. This is the official. Hold on. My fault, not that. That's the official For the Culture page on TikTok. So y'all follow that. Since we got well over 300 people in here, y'all make sure y'all follow that if you guys haven't done so already. Okay, that's the official page right up there. Okay, actually, I'm just gonna leave it right here. We closing out anyway. Is easy. Any final words?
Final words, man. Yeah, Black Americans, foundational Black Americans, we are not, or we should not be letting anybody that's outside of our group try to influence or direct us on how we should move. When we've been the master teachers, we've been the example, we've been setting the standard. So no, I don't really care about these outside opinions and how they feel about what we're doing, because y'all are not in our predicament, and you never have been. A lot of these people got the game fucked up. I'm glad that Haitian came up here and said that, oh, well, you guys are only succeeding because you're with white tees. I'm glad they said that, because that's how a lot of these people feel. But we're gonna show them otherwise, which we've been having. It's just a projection, because y'all need them people to succeed. We don't. Okay, we've been succeeding in spite of those people. That's just historically factual. So yeah, shout out to the Black Americans that's on the front lines. It is what it is. Thank you for the gifts. Shout out to the chat, to the panel. It's a good conversation.
All right. Yeah, it is. It really has been. All right. BX, can you close us out, please?
Sure. I gotta say this. I'm happy ZZ brought up front lines. So we do understand that Ghana is in New York, and New York was on the front line today, and there will be protests throughout the nation. So I just want to tell the family here on TikTok, thank you for the support that you gave us. They even came together and ensured that Sister Keita was able to fly in from Michigan to stand with me, and all she did was hold my hand and told me I looked like her granny. I said, damn, I ain't got no grandchildren yet. She said, no, it's just your features, auntie. And she was really a pillar of support for me, and so was Brother Simon, Sister Brooke, and so on and so forth. What I'm saying is kind of to piggyback off of, if you didn't realize what Simon was saying earlier, as the family goes on and continues protesting Ghana, trying to use our ancestors for their bid for global reparations, understand that no matter how peaceful we are, even if we get a little animated in our tone, there will always be the beast coming to agitate us further. So as you go on tomorrow, so on and so forth, please remember, I'm not telling you to be no punk. Sure, raise your voice, but toe the line. And that means making the message clear and getting home safe to your family, because I love us for real. And I'm going to land there.